Crossfire Podcast is live, everybody. It's Friday night. It is going to be a hot topic of debate tonight. We've got a lot of things on the docket. We've got a great panel assembled here. I've got Zucker on the way. He's in late California traffic, whatever that means. No one knows we're all East Coasters. Anyway, that being said, wait, that's something you never see in any kind of podcast. We have East Coast galore here. That being said, let me say first and foremost, I'm going to get into my introductions. And I got to say, I don't feel the same. Okay? I got no yang to my yin. I got no yang to my yang. The Crap Gamer is not feeling well, folks. I want everyone to know, send your best out to him. He's really under the weather. It's why we didn't have Xbox Nation. He's not here tonight. He will be sorely missed. We will bring up crapisms, though. We do moochisms. We're going to do some crapisms tonight. So, Crap, hope you're feeling better, buddy. We'll see you soon. We'll be ready for MNC on Sunday, I'm sure. That being said, I got Cedar Bombastic Boom, who just literally told Zucker and Welsh Gamer to get off his channel because he had to get here. Boom. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, great, man. It was, listen, I got to tell you, every year that goes by, right? And, because we're all content creators, we're always, skulking for news. And it seems like there's just too much of it. If that's a thing to even say, because at every turn, something is happening in gaming, and it's not negative always. There's just so much stuff to talk about. And guess what? We're here on Friday night, and we're going to knock it out of the park.
Boom, you couldn't have been any more right with that statement. There's more news in the gaming world than there is in the world news. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. The world news right now is like, I wish we got into something else. I'm dead serious. So you're 100% right. But I got news for you guys. We heard the ambulance/police sirens coming for VapeBot 448. Xbot, how the hell you doing tonight, buddy?
Yo, what is going on, everybody? What is up, panel? What is up, chat? The chat is already on fire. I saw somebody call me the best spot, and I can't disagree, man. How's it going, dude?
Xbot, it's great to have you here tonight, buddy. And we were just getting into some of the hot topics that we're going to discuss tonight. I'm glad I cut everybody off because we were getting a little heated there, and I like it. I like it. And the last topic of tonight is what we just ended with, guys. And I'm not going to ruin it for the chat because we don't usually dive out of games, but still in the realm of games. So that being said, let's just say this much. I've got Noximus here. I've actually got Noximus here. Nox, welcome back to the show, bud. Always good to have you here. Love the YouTube channel. How you doing tonight?
Yo, it's always great to be here, Mooch. You already know, kid. Yo, love being on Crossfire. You got the bot, boomstick. Let's get it. Senor Crap Gamer couldn't be here because he's sick, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got a plethora of freaking news, gaming. Let's get it, man.
All right, let's get into it. And let me just say thank you so much to Carlos Torres, who says, "What's up, Mooch, Crap Gamers, Batman, and nice panel today." Listen, I got news for you. This panel is a very talented and very educated gaming panel, and I think we're going to hit some real hard subjects tonight.
They dropping the yuccas in the chat, man.
They are. They know what's up.
They gotta drop them yuccas, kid.
Yeah, I appreciate those.
Some beans.
Keep them coming, please, for the love of God. It is a Mooch's channel.
Rock May, if you want, just drop it.
Listen, I want to let everybody kind of shuffle in here. Not only the chat, but I also want to give some time for Zucker to get here. And guys, this is something that's kind of irked me. Okay, I was very loud and clear. Boom, you're a witness. Xbot, you're a witness. Nox, this may be news to you, but nonetheless, I said, 2018. I said God of War was my game of the year. That's what I said, and I still stand by it. Okay,
why somebody saying otherwise?
No, I'm just getting tired of people who are sitting there celebrating Cory Barlow again for the BAFTA awards. How many times are we going to say it's great? It's great. We get it. They're saying it. Everybody's all over Twitter for 3 days. Well, I guess we'll chalk another one up. I got to ask you guys this. It's a rhetorical question. Or you can answer me in the chat. If you win like 10 Best Person of the Year awards, how does 11 feel? Right? I mean, you already got 10 on your wall at this point. You're like, where am I going to put this thing?
You know, Mooch, I've been saying for a while, like, I know everybody... I haven't gotten into the God of War. It didn't look like it was for me. I like the old style.
It's great.
And, people out there playing it, that's all well and good. But doesn't it seem like they're kind of, for lack of a better term, like dry humping the crap out of this game?
It's a bit much.
I don't know, man. I know so many games that I have played throughout this generation that have been awesome gaming experiences, but I have never seen like gaming media, people on social media just leech off of one title over and over and over again. It's insane to me, man.
Well, you know what, Xbot, I know where you're coming from with that, but to be honest with you, listen, I have no problem giving credit where credit's due. But I mean, we're at a point right now where it's like it's the celebration part where I'm kind of like, okay, we got it. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm a Giants fan, New York Giants fan. And when we won in 2011, okay, don't get me wrong. The 3 months after that, oh man, I was riding high. But the absolute minute the next year started, I kind of shut up.
Yeah, we weren't saying that at the next Super Bowl.
No, you calm down. It's over. So it's like you won that, you're on to the next. You know, that's like if I said to you, welcome to CrossFire, everybody. Last week was fantastic. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I got to move on. We got other things to do. We got other games to play. So I want to say for the 100th time, congratulations, Cory Barlow, and those frames he wears. Can somebody get some new glass frames? My God almighty. Listen, I want to say what's up to Face23, big Sony fan who's always a big supporter of Mooch. I appreciate it, Face. He says, what's up, Mooch? About time you got super chat. Who's yelling? God of War been out for a year and it's still winning awards. Will Sony Santa Monica next God of War game live up to the first? You know, that's a question. Boom. That's a question.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Not only do I think it's going to live up to expectations, I think that we may get a God of War sooner than later. Now, as I reported on numerous podcasts that I host, Cory Barlow had pitched DLC, and by his own words, his staff called him a lunatic because it was so big. And you know, obviously, as a God of War fan, as a Sony single player campaign fan, I love Sony for their first party stuff. That's why I own the PlayStation 4. I love the experiences. I would have loved, really enjoyed God of War to continue after the 70 plus hours I put into it, because it was an amazing game.
Absolutely.
What I'm hoping and praying, and we're not going to get at E3 because they're not going to be there, but what I'm hoping for is that the DLC he had pitched, right, that was just going to be an add-on, could possibly release like the Lost Legacy DLC for Uncharted. You know,
well, they said no DLC for God.
They said, well, that's why.
Yeah, but you see, but why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Why
agree,
not?
But
that's a game that could that absolutely
it screams DLC.
Yes,
dude.
it's like
it would keep more people playing the game because I haven't seen it high.
It would be quality, bro. It would be very. It would be awesome. It's like The Witcher. It's just like The Witcher's DLC.
It just keeps giving and giving. Yes.
That's a great analogy, Knox. I really do think you know what, boom. And here's the thing. So two different examples you guys both threw out there. The Uncharted DLC, I enjoyed it. And
I loved it.
Right, I did. Boom.
Dude.
I enjoyed the gameplay. I thought it was great in that element. The one thing I had a bit of an issue with it, the story lost me a little bit. You know, it didn't. I shouldn't say it lost me. I followed it, but it didn't grab me. It didn't carry me through. But the gameplay was so exquisite, boom, that I love Uncharted. I'll play it no matter who's the star.
Yeah,
of the
me
show,
too.
right?
I agree. I'm right there with you. What I'm hoping for is, you know, Cory. Like, I know him. I don't really know, but he has retweeted a few of my
Cory
tweets
over here.
So
yeah.
I'm proud to say at least he has favored and retweeted something of mine several times. And Cory, if you're looking for a community manager, I'll work for Sony. It's cool. It's not a problem.
Wow, look at that.
But yeah, what I'm hoping is that because he had planned all this DLC out, and we don't know the direction of what they're going to take God of War 2, right? That could be 3 or 4 years out. This would be a great opportunity to take some of the members that have worked on the original God of War, make a smaller team, and put out this $30 adventure, side adventure, again, in the same lines as Lost Legacy, and the people will eat it up. I mean, if there's a collector's edition, boom, is signing up right now.
You don't say.
Yeah, shocking.
I can't
Breaking
believe
news.
it.
As long as
Boom
it's worth
is buying
the money,
a collector's edition.
I'm adding that to the topics list. There's no way. That can't be. By the way, boom, nice work on the I love when you do the 360 thing. I
Oh,
love the
thanks,
360
dude. Yeah, that was probably one of my better ones.
Sekiro unboxing
yeah.
was fantastic.
Thank you very much. I have 2 more coming. Actually, I'm doing the $300. Oh my god, to say it out loud, it hurts. The $300 Mortal Kombat one, and I'm doing the Days Gone Collector's Edition as well.
Nice, very nice. Both of those
I'll tune in for the Mortal Kombat one, man, because I want to see that mask. Okay,
dude, it looks.
Is it a mask or is it a statuette of a mask?
Okay,
I'm hearing statuette.
From what I understand, it appears to be a one-to-one scale, meaning it's a bust. But I think that the actual mask does come off. I'm never taking it off. I'm not going to run around my house in my box.
Are you sure about that, Boom?
You know what? I might do that. That's actually a good idea. Get over here. You know?
Get over here.
But yeah, it looks gorgeous. That's gonna be like the crown jewel of my collector's editions. I mean, that looks just so good.
Let me ask you this then, Boom. If we're gonna talk about that, have you pre-ordered the Borderlands 3?
I certainly have.
Of
yes,
course you did.
I did.
Which one did you get?
I got the diamond one. That's $250.
Of course, Knox. Why would you ask such a thing? Don't you see my clips on Twitter?
The highest level one and be like, "That's Boom's right there." They should just start calling them the Boomstick Edition.
Hey, all right. I hope that gets copyrighted and get $1 for every time someone says it.
I thought my Fallout 76 unboxing that I did there was expensive.
Right?
Shout out to AO and Greggy. I appreciate those $2, buddy. No comment, but I'll still give you a shout out. But I truly appreciate that. Listen, go ahead,
my bad, Mooch. I actually, with all this like Game Award, God of War talk, right?
Yes.
We're seeing like things leak out about the next Gears, right? And
absolutely.
Like it's sounding absolutely incredible.
Oh, dude,
if everything is true. Now, do you think that like the whole game of the generation has been solidified because it's going to come out this year, and that's this generation? Do you think it like the next Gears, if they
bring it?
But do you think like the media will accept that? Because you gotta remember, it's an Xbox exclusive. You know, play anywhere. It's on PC.
They gotta make the media accept that.
Did you just ask if the media will accept
exactly, bro?
Game of the generation?
If Gears is as good as we've seen in terms of the rumor wise. Like,
the game itself would have to learn how to donate blood.
Yeah.
There's no way. Absolutely no way. But listen, now, Boom, I know you always do your due diligence and your homework. Do you have the list by chance in front of you? I did read it.
I have it. I have it right here.
You have the list of rumored items coming to Gears 5. Pardon me.
Yep, got it right here. It was tweeted
do
by.
You mind reading it?
No problem. It was tweeted by Clobriel, of course, the Xbox insider.
Awesome dude.
And he says some early Gears 5 key features.
Yes.
Biggest Gears areas ever, 20 times larger than 4.
20 times, man.
Most colorful.
20 times or 20% bigger?
20x larger.
Okay.
Most colorful, most diverse Gears yet. It has something called Horde Escape, signature brutality, Kate's story, industry-leading mocap, varied multiplayer, play Gears your way, in parentheses, deeper customization, more at E3.
Okay, so
like armor, like making the armor relevant.
I think making the character more you and not just everybody looking like that same gray and blue.
Oh my god,
I think that's great.
Good.
I think that's great. But listen, I went numb and deaf after you said 20x because that's what I want.
Yes,
that's what I want. Let me take a left turn. Okay, it's not that bad. I want to make a left turn. Shout out to Yobi, by the way, who says peace, love, life to you all, happiness, health, and prosperity for you all in the panel community. Yobi, not a day goes by without me checking out all those videos that you do and send out to everybody on Twitter. They are motivational. And I think more people need to tune in and subscribe to you because those are extremely helpful for everybody as they start their day. Thanks, Yobi. I got to be honest with you. That is something, and I'm glad Xbox kind of brought that up. Gears 5, except for that tweet that came out from, and it's Cole Barlow, right? I never say his name right.
Cole, yeah.
Yeah. Except for that, we're not hearing a whole lot from the coalition. They've been quiet. And guess what?
Okay.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop tooting your horn. Show me the goods. Right?
Yeah,
Look,
right.
look, let me just say this. Crap's not here, so I'm not going to get booed. And I'm okay with that. Crap, if you're listening, feel better, my friend. You can yell at me. You can yell at me next week.
Oh, I'm sure he's taking notes.
Okay, here we go. You said something, Bot, about the changing of the armors. I know that I got booed for this, but I said it, and people were like, no, you were, whoa. I got hate mail, okay? This
Why?
Gears 5.
Nobody knows.
Wait, here we go. Because I was comparing Gears 5 to God of War. And everyone was like, my God, I don't want my chocolate, my God of War in your Gears. And you're going to get it, folks, because guess what? It worked for God of War. It's a fucking masterpiece, okay? Gears 5, I'm going to say this right now. If they do what I think they're going to do, Game of Generation has jumped from God of War to Gears 5. You heard it live here.
Don't forget about Red Dead and The Witcher, though.
Well, let me say this much, though, real. I thought Xbox was going to go somewhere else. We started going down a different path, which, by the way, opened up a great topic because I'm trying to wait for Zucker to get here for the main event. But realistically,
it's just like
are we going to get a Gears console, though? That's what I thought you were going to ask.
Dude, they have to. If they don't, it's such a missed opportunity.
I don't think they're going to do it either.
Here's the whole thing.
I don't.
It's coming in at pretty much, when you look at like game development and hardware development in the gaming industry, it's coming in at the end of a life cycle. All right. I don't think they're going to they haven't done any kind of limited edition consoles in how long?
A long time.
That makes absolute sense, but I get you.
I don't see that.
They're not going to do it now.
They will come out with a controller, though, people. Line up.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm hoping Boom gets it so I can get his old one. I got news for you. That's what I'm hoping for. No one's going to wait till that tweet comes out. Shout out to Sir X-Man. He says, I'm glad God of War doesn't get DLC because it would be Game of the Year again in 2019. Outstanding point. He's right. Is that true? It would win again.
You know what? It probably would win Game of the Year.
Somebody just sit Cory Barlow on the stage at the award show. Just keep him up there.
Yeah, but so far, right? What game this year could fuck with it? Hell yeah, if the DLC would come out and make it a candidate.
Somebody rang the doorbell.
Zucker, are you here?
I'm here, buddy.
All right, so guess what, Boom? You know what this means? Boom is taking over the helm for about 3 minutes. Mooch will return after these messages.
Yeah, he's having some slight technical difficulties, but you know what? Anyway, you know what? Bot, let me ask you a question.
What's up, brother?
You're what I like to consider a traditionalist. With the Halo franchise.
I was going to say, not a lot of people would say that because of my Game Pass and all that good stuff. But go ahead, bro.
But my question to you is, could you accept a Gears in the where Mooch just said it's taken a left, right? Like you being able to explore the world of Gears your own way, design. It's going to be whoever. It's going to be Kate, or it's going to be Mark. Somebody you're going to be using. Maybe you're going to use everyone. Who the heck knows? But you're going to be able to, pick up an armor that's better than your one, like God of War, and change it. Are you okay with these kinds of changes?
Well, I will let you know. Halo is one of my it's my favorite franchise.
Yes.
I loved Halo Reach because I was able to get different armor pieces and go back into the story, and they had those armor pieces in the cutscene.
Yeah, it was great.
It really brought me into the game. And if you look at what they're doing with Halo Infinite as well, you're hearing about RPG elements, the ability to go left, like Mooch said. I am down for evolution as long as the heart of the franchise
is not taken out.
There.
So here's Boom. I got to say something. So here's a new situation. And everybody in the chat, you're going to get a little YouTube 101 right here. So something different here. Maybe it's because I'm still in that beta. If I leave, it says it ends the broadcast. So I can't even leave. So what I'm going to have to do with Zucker is, Zucker, when you speak, I'm going to have to listen to you live on the show. So when you speak, if I answer you delayed, I apologize. There's just something going on. It won't let me leave the chat. If I leave, it says end broadcast. So I don't want to do that. So that being said, Zucker, when you do say something, just chime in. If I speak over you, I apologize.
Zucker's going to have a window in between responses here.
Yeah,
he's gonna be able to go in.
Leave and come back the minute you
have
leave.
Power right now, brother.
Right. So,
man,
and you know what? I'll actually literally cherry pick some responses right from Zucker because I can't hear him and I apologize. That being said, guys, I do want to say this much. Shout out to Face23. Says Microsoft should buy Cory Barlow for the initiative. You know what, Face?
Should buy him?
I think it means hire.
No, I know.
Can anyone hear me, by the
it
way?
means hire.
Can anybody
I'll
hear
tell
me?
you something.
Yo, Zucker, I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, everybody
don't
can hear
know
you,
if he-
Zucker, but me.
I don't know if he
'cause I'm
can
in
hear.
the
If he
YouTube,
can't hear me,
what is it? The creators.
if Mooch can't hear
something
me,
like-
I don't think
I don't know what it
the,
is.
the audience can hear me at
beta.
all.
So it's completely screwed up my ability to broadcast and hear everybody when they don't join right when the show starts. So I'm kind of screwed on that point. But nonetheless, that being said, why don't we do this, guys? I want to get into the big the meat and potatoes here. And I'm going to start with Zucker. Zucker, here's the thing. Let me start and give the audience. By the way, everybody knows, please hit the like button, hit the share button, let people know we're here, and hit the subscribe button. Mooch has been here since 2014. Can we get to 10,000 subs? For God's sakes. All right. Listen, I've got a bit of a rant to go on, and then I want you guys to cut. And boom, let me know if Zucker cuts in, and so I can, because you're going to be my ears tonight.
Okay.
All right. So
code word is ninja.
Exactly. The great Kotaku, as everybody knows, went out and did their due diligence again, and went out and did their research on whether or not what's going on at BioWare and the unreasonable work environment. And they went and talked to a series of folks that worked there. And I read it. Did I read it and do a book report on it? No, but I did skim through it. And I noticed that they said that they polled a series or a percentage of people. And, they said that they were not happy with the work environment. And boom, I know you've read this a bunch of times and you have no.
Yeah, it was a 47-minute topic on today's Breakfast with Boom.
What was the percentage, Boom?
The percentage of what? How many
that
people
he interviewed?
I think he interviewed over a dozen people.
Okay, over a dozen people.
Former and current.
Okay,
I'll even give him 20. Employees.
How many BioWare employees are there total currently working there? Do we have a total?
I would imagine they gotta be at least 300 to 500.
I was gonna say 300.
Okay.
So you go in and you go in and you
it's 800. Oh, there you
800,
go. Zucker just said 800 moves.
So okay. Thank you, Zucker. Truly appreciate that. So 800 people. I was even going to say 300. My point still, I think, holds. So let's say 800. He spoke to 19. Did he speak to 19 people or 19%? I think it was 19 people, 20 people. You're saying 12 people. Boom.
I thought it was a dozen people he spoke to. It could be more.
I want you guys on the panel and everybody in the chat. Okay, tomorrow, just walk into anywhere, whether it be a gas station, your favorite McDonald's, your favorite place to get coffee, your favorite place in the mall. And I want you to ask all the employees to just gather around. Very small group, small sample size. Ask about 7 people right at your local gas station or your local Dunkin' Donuts or your favorite, like whatever you guys like out there in California land there, whatever that is, In-N-Out Burger. Ask everybody to huddle around.
Don't ever talk smack about
hi,
In-N-Out.
how are you? I'm Mooch, and I'm working for the local newspaper. How many of you guys would you say, not happy at work? I bet you out of 10, 1 or 2 raised their hand. Mm-hmm. Their break wasn't too long. They didn't make enough money. They got called in on a Saturday when they weren't supposed to. So-and-so didn't show up. I never got reimbursed. I didn't get the bonus I was supposed to get. Okay? What I'm saying is that the sample size seems small.
Well, Mooch, another thing about this is, if you think about it, it sounds like they kind of cherry-picked who they were going to interview.
Well, you know what? I agree with you, Xbot, and I felt that way too, but I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
Well, they said people that people that still work there and used to. It's kind of like they went back in the archives and it's like, all right, who was complaining here? All right, we need to get that one, possibly that one. And that's their kind of like control group right there. I think they really, from what it sounds like, when they say past and present, I'm like, they cherry picked here. They looked into it and they picked the people who were going to say negative.
What do we hear all the time? And Zucker, I didn't forget. I have my rant here and I really want to get this point across. What do we hear all the time from the Microsofts, right? And all the developers and all these people in the gaming media? Oh, it's so great. I love what I do. It's my favorite thing. I can't believe I make video games for a living. It's the thing I wanted to do since I was a kid. I started in a garage. Now I'm on the penthouse. Okay? You hear all these stories, all these things, all the indie developers right now. They're like, indies never got a chance. Now we got a spotlight. We've got an ID at Xbox. Sony caters to us. We get stage presence. We're at E3. We've never been so happy. So if all these people are so happy, how does this article hold water at BioWare? I just want to say that I'm not disagreeing. I think the people that were interviewed were speaking their minds. I think they were telling the truth. But I think that maybe these folks are not. Maybe this company, BioWare, is not the worst place to work at in the world. I mean, after all, Casey Hudson left and went back. I got news for you. When you break out of jail, you don't go back. So my point is like, I don't know if necessarily we're getting the true. And they go, well, Mooch, this isn't fair. Okay? Because a presser came out the next day and said, don't talk to the press. Well, I got news for you guys. If you've ever owned a company or known anybody that's owned a company, and you got somebody lurking around just grabbing all the minuses that are around, everything's got a minus to it. Everything.
Hey, Mooch, even the Don in the chat said that there was a lot of misinformation in that article.
Absolutely, Don. That's why I wanted you on the show.
Yeah, exactly, Don.
He couldn't make it. Don gets a pass. He's a disgruntled YouTuber. No, I'm only kidding, Don. I'm glad you're here, though. I mean, Zucker, go ahead and speak. I'm going to try and hear you live on the show. I want to hear your 2 cents, and then I want to get back to the panel, too. Go ahead, Zuck.
Well, one of the big things why I actually think this article holds merit, to be honest with you, is because the guy that's credited first in the game is a guy that joined the team 18 months before the game came out. That screams to me that for 4 years, what this developer did was not do anything and not put anything in priority 1, 2, or 3. This is what you use within the tech world. You use priorities 1, 2, and 3. 1 is they must be there during launch. 2 is if we have time, we'll get there. 3 is maybe in the second iteration. That's the way it works. Okay? To me, they had no iteration of anything. They didn't have any decisions being made. This guy came in and was probably like, stop what the fuck you're doing. Let's make decisions so we can actually get the developers to make things and perfect them for the launch. You could tell that this game was brought together in 16 months to 18 months. You could just tell. A lot of people from BioWare didn't even know it was a looter shooter until they saw the E3 demo. People working on the damn game.
Yeah.
Damn,
Like,
really?
I'm sorry. That's not acceptable in any way.
Yeah.
And I've been part of, and this irritates me personally because I've been part of teams where I understand where people are saying, oh, if you like what Mooch just said, you ask 10 out of 2 people will be like, I don't like working here. But in reality, a lot of people are afraid to speak up within the industry because it's extremely competitive out there. No matter what anyone tells you, the tech industry is one of the most competitive industries to ever be in.
So if you talk negative, you get like blackballed or something.
Basically,
like that.
Not get blackballed,
Wow.
not blackballed, but you need to show your work, right? You need to show like you have to back up what you say. And that's what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these people couldn't back up what they say because they're on this train, okay? And some of the people leading the train might be in the front of it. They're putting the coal in, they're getting the train going, but everybody else, like all these cars in the back of the train, have their brakes on and it's just dragging them along. That's what's happening, all right? That's what's happening with the higher ups at BioWare. They said something like it happened with Inquisition. This happened with Dragon Age. It was the same thing.
Okay.
And they said, oh, the thing that will fix it is BioWare magic. Like the higher up said that. BioWare magic?
what the hell is that?
I got news for you. I'd like to add to that, Zolkar. There was also talk about the developers hoping, and this is confirmed, that Dragon Age Inquisition would fail.
Yeah,
so they could go back to the way they used to do things. What happened was Inquisition was revered as one of the best Dragon Age, sold like gangbusters, and that's why they did that. The so-called magic you're talking about is that last 8 to 6 months where they're doing crunch time to get it done. They thought they could do that with Anthem, which, by the way, it wasn't originally called Anthem. The original name was Beyond up until 3 days before E3.
Boom, the only reason I'm cutting you off, I don't want to do that, but if Zucker replies, I can't hear. So listen, here's my thing. My point is this, and I want to answer what Zucker was saying. Zucker, first of all, I agree with you. And I think everything that you're upset about is valid. None of that is debatable. None of what Zucker just said is debatable. But the thing is, though, then somebody's not telling the truth. Because if it's a hush, I'm scared to talk kind of industry, then why is it 95% of the people all year long are like, it's my favorite job. I can't believe I'm doing this. And these are all across all companies and the coalition and Aaron Greenberg and Phil and all these guys are like, hey guys, when so-and-so goes out of business, we're hiring. Come on over. If you're really talented at BioWare, guess what? You can walk out the door and you can go get a job where it's fantastic. And I got a hit for you guys. Go see Cory. So, I mean, right? Cory will take you in. So, I mean, I'm just confused. I think what Zucker said is true. I think every word of it's true because that does happen in big business. It happens. Okay. It happens every day. But what I'm saying is that we're hearing the tale of two devs.
Yeah.
All these devs are so happy, but then when the minute reporter shows up, they're like, I'm not happy. Well, which is it?
Mooch, with thinking about this, I'm thinking about.
I'm confused. I'm asking the question.
Well, how big the gaming industry has gotten. If you look at it from where it started and how it was building up, I feel like crunch time and everything like that was accepted. The industry was building. Now the industry got so big that it has overtaken movies, including DVD, movie theater, all that good stuff in terms of bringing in the money. And I think this might be kind of like a byproduct of getting so big as well. Now all of a sudden the industry is so big that there are developers within the studios. It's like, well, why do we got to do this like this anymore?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not the way it works, right? In the industry.
And I want to say something up top here to Z. Z Blackrider said something here. He's awesome.
Ninja,
right?
Mooch,
he
Ninja.
goes, Mooch defending shitty companies again. No, I don't care. I don't care about BioWare. I have no allegiance to them at all. I don't care. Like, I'm just trying to say, like, Casey Hudson is a respectable guy, right? Will we all agree with that at least?
Mooch, can I?
Please, go ahead, Boom.
What I have in front of me is an internal memo that was sent privately to all the employees of BioWare.
And how did you get your hands on it, sir?
Well, no, I personally
did not.
I personally did not, but I did get the article from PC Gamer, and it has some really interesting stuff. According to the article from PC Gamer, it says here, according to them, Hudson said he knew that BioWare was experiencing significant challenges in team health, creative vision, and organizational focus when he returned to become the general manager in 2017. His top priority since then has been turning that around and making BioWare and I quote, a place where all of you are happy and successful. And while there's still a long way to go, he cited changes including an updated studio structure, better role clarity, and depressurized production processes are notable steps in that direction. I mean, it's a really good.
That's an outstanding quote. I truly respect Casey Hudson. I think everyone does, and I got news for you. Even Phil and them. They admire the hell out of that.
Yeah,
man.
he's a good dude, man.
And I mean, listen, I got news for you. You guys all go, well, listen, it says it right there, Mooch. It says it right there. They got problems in the organization as far as team morale, this and that. So do the New York Knicks. Okay. They
well,
got
yeah,
from the top to the bottom.
Knicks aren't getting fixed anytime soon.
Exactly, but that's my point, people. It's called life, and I mean, you're always going to be disgruntled. You're always going to have think about your own jobs. Forget polling other jobs, like I said earlier. Think about the job you're going to tomorrow. I bet you're like, you know what? John over there is always real angry. I bet you if I interviewed him, he'd be pissed. You know what I mean? Like, there's always somebody somewhere, right? So what I'm saying is, you look at 800 people. What I'm saying is, I would have liked to have seen 100 people, not 19 or 12.
Well, I did want to hear Zucker was going to chime in.
Yeah, go ahead, Zucker. I'm sorry, Zucker. I really do want to hear Zucker's point.
Yeah, I was like ninja.
I'm sorry. That code word doesn't ring well with me.
It doesn't do good, man.
No, Zucker, by the way, try after your statement going in and out again. Maybe it'll actually spark a connect for me. It'd be great. Go ahead.
No, but what I was going to say is, you brought up like sports teams. People people that are on sports teams, some of them don't love playing the game and they kind of walk away from it. Others that do love playing the game sometimes don't have the right coach, the right leadership, and they demand a trade. A lot of times that happens. They still love what they do. They put their bodies through a lot of pain to either play football, play basketball, keep healthy, run all the time.
Right.
Again, it's hard work to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's what these people do. Yeah, they love what they do. I love what I do. I love designing apps and everything, but it is hard work. And I take pride in my work. And so when I have somebody that I've worked with before, I've had clients before that change the whole app around, and I know it's not going to do well, and I flat out tell them this isn't going to do well with what you're aiming for and the demographic you're aiming for, they ignore you because they're the ones with the money. They're the ones with like the little idea that they have, but you know what? Your idea is nothing unless I make it something. I'm sorry to, it's very brutal, but that's the way it is.
So Zocker, you're leaning more towards this article might in fact be true, and there's like
I actually am leaning towards it's being true because if you look
You
at
make
the
a good
games
point,
that Bioware, if you look at the games that Bioware has brought out the last 2 games, Mass
you could
Effect
definitely
Andromeda,
think Anthem wasn't done. It wasn't done.
No,
Well, look at
Anthem
Mass
wasn't
Effect
done. And
Andromeda.
Zucker makes a point. You know, you got to remember something. The one thing I got to give Zucker credit for is Zucker, and I wish I really, Zucker, try to leave the chat and come back. Maybe it'll, like I said, maybe it'll catch. You know, the one thing Zucker is that I'm not, he's an artist. You know, he creates.
Yeah.
So he gets that. And that's an element that I personally, I may never, but the one thing I do know is this. The gaming industry is booming. The gaming industry is absolutely booming. There's tons of companies out there.
Can you hear me
There's
now?
tons of jobs.
No,
If it's really
I
that
can hear
big,
you, Zucker.
yeah, I can. I'm sorry, Zucker. I don't know what the hell's going on. I got to get out of this beta program. But the one thing I want to say, and Zucker, when you want to speak, just boom, do me a favor. When Zucker cuts in, I will gladly turn the mic over to Zucker or anybody on the panel. But you know, because I value his opinion. My point being is that I just think that there's so many opportunities out there that if you're not happy and you're talented, look at the initiative, okay? Look at the coalition. Look at all these companies. They're always saying, listen, Rare. I mean, Rare's over in England, so it's a little bit hard to say, hey, kids, let's move over and get some fish and chips. I get it. That's not easy. But my point being is that I think that there's opportunity out there for these developers, if they're disgruntled and they're not happy, to go somewhere else. You know, and I don't understand. Zucker, listen, you know what else, Zucker? One thing me and Zucker do have in common is he creates and he's an artist. That I don't do. But my family, a lot of my family's in the restaurant business, okay, for generations. And Zucker gets this, okay? Zucker, and I want to hear what you have to say. Zucker, how many people are disgruntled in the kitchen? My God, is it an unbelievable business?
Mooch, with talking to the Don, from what I hear about how, you know, games are developed with the teams and everything like that, even the freelance guys that jump onto a project, they are under contract, so they can't just leave. All right. If you ever notice, people are leaving when the project is done, but before the game releases or something like that. Now, Zucker, I know you have a more insight because you're in the tech industry in terms of your job. Am I right with this? Like, you can't really just
you're
leave.
completely right. I'm working on something right now that I've been working on for the last.
And you can't leave that.
I can't. No, I mean I can leave the job. I just can't work in anything within that field for a year. So without on that application. So that application, we're hopefully, I can't say anything about it. It's nothing to do with gaming, but it's an app that I've been working on for a long time with the CEO. I cannot, we're hoping to launch in, June, July, hopefully. And it's a pretty big application, probably the biggest I've ever worked on. But again, I can't take what I'm doing, my work, and then just go to a competitor in a year, right? Because that's not ethical. It's like you're taking this man's ideas and my work and all the stuff he paid me and you're giving it to someone else. You can't do that. That's just practical business, right? It's smart to sign an NDA, like for a CEO or something, to have your people sign an NDA. So I'm under a couple of them. So I can't they're all different, parts of the tech world. So I can work in each one. But again, that's why these people that are talking, I don't think they want to leave. I don't think they want to leave BioWare. I think they love what they've done there. I think some of these people might even be there for a couple years and actually loved, BioWare when they were younger. And now they're seeing BioWare deteriorate from within. If it's because of the higher ups, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this deterioration happening because, I mean, let's be honest, man. I said it before, Mass Effect Andromeda, and now Anthem. This is just a big old.
And I apologize if I'm cutting in. I want to.
Go ahead, Mooch. Stop.
That's actually pretty good timing, man.
Yeah, well, I'm timing it out with the live one, and there's about an 8-second, 10-second delay.
Dude, you are doing the impossible right now.
It's not easy. This is not easy. I want to say shout out to Mental 9R Gamer who says, just wanted to support my favorite podcast. Keep it up, guys. Love the show. Rodella says Knicks are getting KD and Kyrie. Let's hope so. And I don't want to neglect here. Sir X-Man made a point. If the movie industry has unions and games make more money than movie developers should have a union to go represent themselves and stop this crap. We'll get into that in a second, Sir X-Man. But I mean, in Daniel JB or Daniel B, he says they are going somewhere else. The hell is Mooch talking about? Listen, Zucker just answered that question. Oh, so I guess, and there's certain things that some of us don't know in layman's terms, but I highly doubt that if you're working somewhere and you're truly disgruntled, that would mean, listen, people aren't just like, oh, God damn it, it's Tuesday, it's not Friday, I'm disgruntled. Okay, like this is right. There's usually a file thick. They've had complaints. They're not happy, folks at work. They can leave and they can wait whatever it is. I don't think any of them signed an NDA that they can't go work on Frogger or Qbert 18. I think they can go work at another company. This happens more often than not.
It's got to be an agreement though. From what I know, like I said,
if they can fire you, then you can quit. And I don't understand why you can't work for. Maybe you won't be able to work for your.
If they fire you,
company.
the NDA gets canceled.
And if Zucker wants to chime in, he can.
Yeah, he just said.
Go ahead, Zucker.
Yeah, he just said if they fire you, then the NDA gets canceled. All right, and like I really feel, and Zucker, correct me if I'm wrong, but in order for you to leave, and if you're mid-project, it has to be an agreement between you and the development team, the publisher, and all that stuff to allow you to get out of there, right?
Pretty much until the contract's up. So usually how NDAs, at least from what I've signed, because I don't sign anything unless it benefits me. I mean, that's just smart. I'm not going to get tied down because of some guy or some company. I usually guarantee that I have that much work. So if they want to sign me to call it an 8-month to 10-month contract through an NDA, I make sure they have work for me to pay me for that 8 to 10 months. If they don't, I tell them, hey, not going to sign this. Sorry. So until that contract comes up, then I can go work for someone else. That's the way I do it. That's the way I cover my back, right? You got to cover yourself as long as the company, you can't just, fall in the fold with the company because then they can abuse you. And I've seen it happen to multiple people. And so that's the whole point of this thing, is that these people working at BioWare, I don't know if it's like this is the power of leadership in everything that becomes a team. Everybody loves coming together to build something, no matter who you are. Everybody loves coming together to build a house, to build anything. Just working together as people really brings accomplishment to people. That's why people love multiplayer and co-op. It's just so fun to do, right? With your friends or whoever. That's the power of leadership, and why Rod Ferguson and people like that, like Craig Duncan at Rare, like these people have a vision and they basically orchestrate everyone to execute that vision. And I know we bring up Cory Barlow a lot, but that guy told so many people, literally, like even people within the company, like 50% of the company questioned him. He was like, fuck off. Like, leave me alone. Like, this is how I want it. Shut up and do it. Like, literally that's what it is. And he would take all the success and all the blame.
Hell, you absolutely have to have leadership, and especially if it's going to cause a dilemma like what, because come on, I've said it from the beginning. I love BioWare, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mass Effect is one of my favorite series of all time. But the Old Republic, we all know that. You know what I'm saying? But if they fucked off basically for 7 years, because I got that from the article too. Some of these disgruntled guys is this 12 vocal minority of guys over there that's bitching and moaning, whatever. It could be true. They really could be going through some abusive shit. I don't know. But from what I took away from that article too was that there was no leadership. Everybody was sitting there, not getting on the same page, not being, the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing.
Right.
Type of situation.
Right. There's a bit of that too, Knox. Yes.
And then when they got this new guy, he pretty much put them into high gear, like Zork is saying, he steered the ship. And that they got this done in possibly 9 to 12 months. They put this out. It's actually pretty fucking impressive.
16 months. 16 months.
Was
16 months? It was 16 months. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The last time I saw it, the last article when I first checked it out, they said 9 to 12. But
there wasn't even supposed to be flying in the game.
Here's the way I took it. Okay?
Well, they had it and then they took it out. They took it out and then they brought it back.
The way I look at it is this, and I don't mean to talk over anybody. I got to say this much. So Jason Schreyer, who I respect him, he does journalism. Everything that he does is at least researched and documented correctly. So that I take my hat off to him, and I think he has a great book. His book, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, is a fantastic book. I recommend it all the time. All the time. I say go pick it up and read it. It's very good. But I will say this much. Jason really tried to push the crunch thing that was going on with Red Dead. And he's
gone after companies, EA specifically.
He's got an agenda right now. Boom. He's trying to find a niche. Don't get me wrong. This is very smart on his part. It's a great business move. He's trying to go out there and he's trying to be the union delegate, okay, in the media to represent the developers. Because guess what? There's a market for that. There's a market for that out there. So when you can get all the developers behind you, boy, there's a market out there because the developers make the games. The publishers just sign the checks. They don't get me wrong. You need that money, but you need the talent. So he's out there doing this, and he's like, the crunch is not right. And then we were all kind of like, well, we kind of need the crunch. We all crunch, okay? People that are listening to this podcast that are in college, right now they're crunching for an exam, okay? Like, we all crunch. We do it. And use Zucker's example that he said a few moments ago. I believe it was Zucker who said people that build homes all like to come together. I got news for you. Before any deadline, before a wedding planner gets finished, before anything, a house gets built, we crunch. Yeah. Okay, so when that happened, that article that he wrote about crunch didn't hold a lot of water because everybody was like, well, we got to crunch. We put it off or we got shit to do. Now we're going out and now we're digging a little further. So what do we dig into now? Who's disgruntled? Everybody's disgruntled. Why do you think we play the lotto, Boom?
It's funny, Mooch. Again, this is his accounts, and I'm not taking him at his word right now.
He did a great job on his research, and I really tip my cap to him as a reporter. But I just think I think what's happening is you put something out there like a volleyball like this, and it allows everybody to spike it.
Well, according to him, this is according to a statement from Jason Schreyer. He has been contacted by numerous AAA developers that are saying the same thing,
right?
And that they want to speak with him.
Yeah.
So,
we're getting another 9 people.
Well,
out of a million people developing in California.
It's you know what? Look, here's the thing.
Start off small, Mooch.
You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be that many people. That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, you go in on a group of 800, you come out with 12. Like, here's my thing. You want to take this? I was really, when I saw this article, I'm like, oh, let's see what's going on here. And then I even saw like 19 or even if it was 50, even 15%, right? So, I mean, and it's funny. Listen to Yobi. Yobi in the chat, he goes, I'm definitely a disgruntled employee. Listen, no matter where you go, Boom, you said he's got another group of people from AAA. I just told you guys, if you go to McDonald's tomorrow and ask people, guess what? Later on, people from Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, they're all going to call you because there's disgruntled people everywhere.
Mooch, go ahead. This is what I'm wondering with this whole thing. Now, if you look at it, Bioware has an incredible history, right? I'm wondering how much of these problems that might be in this development team are trickling down from EA themselves. Because before EA, they were just a world-renowned developer. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until they went under the EA umbrella that all of a sudden there's complaints. EA runs things a certain way and stuff like that, and they might be kind of like forceful down on their dev team, causing all this chaos as well. That's
you're right too, Bob, because they did do that. They're forcing the Frostbite engine on them, to make this type of game, and according to them, it's not the best engine for them to use. That's not the engine of choice that they would use to make their game. So they are being forced that way. But you still took the job. You still said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna roll with this. I'm gonna make it work."
I'm gonna make it work because
you took
double
7
dollar
years.
signs, man.
You took 7 years. Listen, man. Once you make that deal, right? You took the 7 years. Homeboy stepped up in there and was like, "Yo, where's my product? What you got for me, son? It's 7 years. What you got? We." They showed him something he ain't like. He's like, nah, man, I don't like that. I'm just summing it up real quick. But your man Bounce comes back. When at the time he said, yo, I'm gonna be back later. Y'all need to fix that. You need to get it going. They make the E3 trailer of Anthem, right? And show it to this dude. He's loving it. Yeah, you damn right he's loving it. I loved it too when I saw it at E3. It was awesome, that trailer. And then from there on in, oh shit. So now that he loves it, once he steps out of the office, oh shit, that's what we're doing, huh? All right, let's get to work on that.
So that's
We
what
got-
we're doing then, huh?
We got 13 months, guys.
Yeah.
Crunch. You made your fucking crunch, so you better crunch. I mean, that's just me.
All right.
No, I hear that. You know, and it's funny because I'm reading so many people in the chat. Some people are getting what I'm saying, and some people aren't. Again, I want to reiterate something. I think Jason's work is fantastic. I'm not. I like what I see where he's going from. He's doing his due diligence. I really do. But the one thing I'm saying is that when I saw the article come out, I saw this like forest fire catch. Okay, and people were like, "Oh my God, developers are disgruntled across the country," and it's like, wait a minute, chill out, because we've got award ceremonies. We've got all these great big gaming media YouTubers and all over the place, and they're doing all that. And they're like, they interview people every day, and they're like, I love what I'm doing. That doesn't mean at the end of the day they weren't like, last Friday sucked. I had to stay here till 12 midnight. I didn't expect that. I had to cancel dinner reservations with my family. And this, we all have that shit. It's called work. It's called life. Guess what? It sucks. But it doesn't necessarily mean that everything, and someone in the chat said, Mooch, this is not about everybody. This is about EA and Bioware. Well, no, because boom, you just said yourself that now he came out and said, I'm getting calls from other developers.
Yeah, that's what he claims that. Several,
so Van City,
and I use the word AAA developers.
Yeah, Daniel B says, I don't know, Mooch makes no sense. Daniel B, I don't know where the hell you work.
Zocker, Mooch.
What? Oh, Zucker, go ahead. My bad, buddy.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so where I'm going to go with this is that I understand what you're saying. Like, sometimes you have to stay till midnight. Sometimes you stay till 1 a.m. I've personally worked all the way to 4 a.m. I don't mind when you got to get shit done because you got to hand it off to someone. You got to get shit done.
Yes.
But the reason why this 16-month thing is like a thing, 16 months, is because these fucking people were probably doing that for 16 months straight. I'm sorry. And that is completely unhealthy. Completely unacceptable. I have worked in environments where they've done it for 2 to 3 weeks straight, where we were so stressed out.
I don't know
but
about
they're
that.
putting themselves in that situation, right? Like,
we don't know that.
No.
Zucker,
the leadership is putting them in that situation. These people are waiting for basically
Zucker.
orders.
I'm way behind you here, and I apologize, but like I can't. I'm not buying, because now this is what I'm saying. What you just said is the issue I have, and I want you to be able to rebuttal. Okay, is this is where you're like, well, they're probably doing every night till 4 a.m. for 16 months. That's what I'm saying. We're taking an article and now we're just going crazy with it. Okay, that's not what the article said. No, nowhere did it say for 16 months they were working for 23 hours a day. You know, so this is what happens when you put something out there like that. Is everybody goes to mass hysteria. Zucker, go ahead and rebuttal.
Well, I mean, at one point we have to kind of look at the industry as a whole, right? Because this was brought up about Red Dead Redemption, wasn't it? This crunch time.
Yes.
And how many was that? Like, how long did they work on that crunch time? Weren't they doing 100-hour weeks? Like, do you understand how taxing that is?
Yeah, but you know what though? It's funny when that story came out, Zucker. You know, the head said, you know, we knew we were staying because we had to stay. And listen, I hate to say this, and I understand like law enforcement really has nothing to do with gaming. But my question to anybody in the panel is, how long have you stood on your feet? What, 3 hours, 4 hours? Has anyone on this panel
15 hours restaurant?
Dude,
the most I've ever stood on a detail was 18 hours. No breaks. Just standing there, walking back and forth, bending over with your back. You know what? It's not considered crunch like you would be in a in a corporate job, but it sometimes it happens. Now, here's the thing. I'm not taking the side of Bioware. I'm not taking the side of Jason Schreyer or any of these developers. I'm going to say that according to the article, Mooch, if you don't mind, I'll read something else.
Please do, Boom.
It is very interesting. These are unnamed sources for their protection. And according to what Jason Schreyer said, some are current employees. Okay. This is apparently one of them. Everyone. Okay. Let me just pull it up. Here it is. I actually cannot count the amount of stress casualties we had on Mass Effect Andromeda or Anthem, said a third former Bioware developer in an email. A stress casualty at Bioware means someone had to have such a mental breakdown from the stress that they're going out for 1 to 3 months. Some come back, some don't. I mean, look.
So boom, he's a former employee, which means he's disgruntled. He probably got let go.
Right,
Number
yeah,
two,
yes.
okay, what about the stress that you have as a New York City police officer? How about when you're on your feet for 18 hours and on that 16th hour, you don't know what's going to happen around that corner?
Yeah, we don't know we're going home
right?
until it comes over the radio. Okay, muster up.
If anybody wants to sit there and say, you don't know, Mooch, you don't know. But we all know in our respected fields.
Right.
Okay? And I can tell you this much. I don't know what Boom went through. I don't know what Knox goes through. These guys do service for all of us, okay?
Guys,
That's what I'm saying is I don't see how we're sitting here, and you saw like the internet went on fire the minute this came out. Everyone's like, oh my God, how dare you, Bioware? How dare you, publishers? And you're
I'm going to chime in.
Here we go with the all evil again.
Yeah,
Docker.
Come on.
Zarka wants to chime in.
Okay, so Boom, this is how I could correlate it. Imagine how you stood up for 18 hours.
Right.
So imagine I've done that. I've done 15 hours at the restaurant, probably more to be honest, during like holidays.
Yeah,
of
course.
I'm there for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. I enjoy working, to be honest.
That's what your family's restaurant, I'm assuming.
Yeah, my family. Yeah. There's no quitting. But what I'm saying is
point, Walker, with the restaurant.
So what I'm saying is imagine you're cooking something or you're walking that beat that you do, those few blocks.
Right.
Imagine you're 90% done.
There
with
is
your
no
block.
quitting.
Yeah, imagine there's like 90% done with your block, and then you get a call, hey, you were doing the wrong block. Do this, and by the time you're done with your beat, so you have another hour to do what you've just did in 18 hours.
Yeah, it's not.
And that's the problem. That's the
Yes.
leadership.
Yes,
but that's the leadership. That's the thing with coding. Like I've ran into that problem where I've coded something and designed something and coded it, and it took me 15 hours to do to 17 hours to do, sometimes 30 hours to make this, and then a teacher, or not even a teacher, a mentor or somebody was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to do it like this. Well, this is due tomorrow. You need to redo that." And it's like, wait, what? You told me to do this. Here's the email. And it's like, well, yeah, that was a mistake. This other guy should have sent you this. That is fucked up. That is probably what's happening.
Yeah, that's some.
Listen, I'm going to say this, okay? The reason why there's legitimacy to what's going on there is because Casey Hudson sent that internal memo out. Yeah. And of course, someone in BioWare leaked it. Now, of course, they did that,
another disgruntled employee.
Probably, you know what the question that no one seems to be asking, and Mooch, if you don't mind, I want to ask this question.
Go ahead, Boom.
Is BioWare in trouble? That's what I want to know.
Yo, they were in trouble as soon as they went under EA.
We know what EA
made a Boom. EA and Boom. I know I go to you as a reference because I know that I see the work you do for your show, so I know you have all your articles printed out and you read them over. It was about a year and a half ago that EA came out and made a public statement that said basically the effects and the sales and the success of Anthem will determine BioWare's basically these. I'm paraphrasing, folks. This is not quoted. BioWare's fate. So BioWare is really on notice.
I got news for you. I as soon as you're done,
go ahead, Boom.
I want to follow it up.
I'm going to chime in too soon.
Okay, he's Zarka's going to chime in after me, and this is something that a lot of people did not know about. Did you guys know, and then I'm speaking to the chat as well, that Casey Hudson was told not to discuss publicly Dragon Age 4? And do you know that in the Game Awards, they did just that? Now, you say, well, why would he go against the grain? What I'm hearing, and and other people I have talked to have heard the same thing, they were protecting themselves from being closed.
And that makes sense. It makes absolute sense when you look at kind of like the history of EA.
Yes.
That's some hardcore ballsy shit.
It is balls of steel.
But the one thing, because you guys know I can always pull a positive out of a situation. And
yes,
with hearing all this, I know a lot of people got on Microsoft and Xbox's case for not being stricter with their developers. Like if this becomes a bigger thing, and you hear about it more in the gaming news. You got more articles coming out, devs getting worked to death, all this stuff. Microsoft was actually ahead of the curve on this, and they already kind of like righted their ship when it comes to something like this.
Before it was an issue. Yeah, good point,
If this turns into a big issue, they already cleared that whole thing. You see what I'm saying? They already kind of like righted their ship with the situation, and they won't be a part of this whole negative kind of like story, man.
Well, let me just, I want to hear Zucker's rebuttal because I know Zucker wanted to chime in. Sir X-Man has been saying this. He said if they pay those people hourly, it wouldn't be letting them have hours like that. That's the price of a salary position. That's
that's a great point.
Good point, Sir X-Man.
Well,
a
lot of these people, the money.
Go ahead, Zuck.
Well, the money. Let's be honest. The money isn't the issue with these people. A lot of tech people make decent damn money. A lot of damn money, and I know that. And I know that personally from a lot of people that I've known, graduated with, and become personal friends with that make damn good money. Right. But the point is that the crunch is inevitable. But people, good companies like Amazon, Microsoft even, and a lot of other companies prepare for that. It's called sprints or whatever the company wants to call them. We've done that. I've done a sprint where the people that I work with are like, hey, for these next 2 weeks, we're going to kind of need you to stay a little bit longer. But they prepare me for it. And they tell me, they're like, hey, be here a little longer. We're going to do this. The heads up, but they're like, hey, take care of yourself. They've said that. Take care of yourself. Make sure you go do what you got to do with your family. But we know you're going to be here a little longer. And we want to get this, and this done by the end of the 2 weeks. And it's these 3 to 4, maybe 5 tasks that me and my team need to accomplish in that 2 weeks. And we give reports every day of how close we are. They're called sprints. And nobody minds those because the next 2 weeks, you get a little time off. You get not like time off completely, but it's a little more relaxed. It's kind of like, all right, we had that sprint. Good job. Maybe in a week or two, we're going to do another one. That's the way it works.
Okay.
Sorry, I was waiting for Mooch. He was about to talk.
Yeah, I heard a butt.
Yeah.
Mooch, go ahead, brother.
Okay, so what I want to just say, and I respect everything Zucker just said because I think that's all factual. I know it's factual. He's right. But, listen, if we're going to go ahead and talk about the trials and tribulations, what about the steel workers? What about the people that are working hard, that are working in the mills? Like, there's people that work really, really hard, too, that are in other professions that don't have a vocal outlet. Like, listen, this is a gaming channel, right? A gaming podcast. There's a gaming media. There's no steel miller podcast, right? Right? There is none of that. So there's nobody.
Supply and demand, I guess.
There are unions, but I got news for you. They're not doing. These people are still working their tails off, and like that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm just trying to get a point across here is that you see somebody comes out and he's like, I interviewed 12 people. Wow. Good for you. Right? I mean, 12 people and now all of a sudden the world's on fire in this department. I have a hard time with it. Knox, you got something to say on this? I know you like, I think that like when you look at what everybody does, Zucker gave the tale of two tales, right? He's an app developer and he's a restaurant entrepreneur. Whether it's his family, it's going to be his eventually, whether he wants it or not. He's going to be a restaurant owner. Listen, the people in the restaurant business, that's cutthroat business. And they work round the clock. I've done it myself. I know when Zucker tells me stories, I literally sit back in my chair and I hit memory lane. I know what he's talking about. It's cutthroat. It's nonstop. And whether you want to work or not, you got 230 tables, okay, that got to get taken care of. So, and let me tell you something. That's a big deal, especially if you're in the city. Go ahead, Knox.
No, I'm just saying that it just, to me, things like that come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Especially in my line of work.
Sucks.
Yeah. How many times, I had to be like, yo, bot, man, I just got mandated, dog. It's a wrap. I got no say-so. Hey, and that shit happens 4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking 80 hours. You know what I mean? I get you.
Boom. Is there anything in the report that you have highlighted that is truly something that that one of the 12 disgruntled folks, or maybe 20 or 30 I don't care. Make it 50. If it's 800 people there, make it 100. What is there anything there where they said like, they there was really truly just something that was not right done by BioWare or EA?
What I have in front of me is I have an ex BioWare employee read the story from Jason Schreyer. His name is Manveer Hair, Heir. And this is what he had to say. I can't speak of Anthem's dev itself, but all the criticism of the Frostbite, it's the shittiest engine I've ever worked with. 100% on point and serious. My life is so much better on Unreal now, where things, work and content creators are, empowered. People were so angry and sad all the time. They said another depression and anxiety. Another person that left, according, this is again an ex-employee, said that he is currently now suffering from depression and anxiety, and that he claims that it's an epidemic within BioWare. And it finishes off with co-signed me, a person who left BioWare in 2017 with a massive depression and anxiety that has taken me a while to get through and recover from. That's, yeah, I mean,
chime in?
Yeah, please, by all means. Zorka's going to chime in.
Go ahead, Zork.
So this is I think the Frostbite engine was created during Bad Company, the first Bad Company.
It's made for first-person development.
First-person shooter. Yeah,
yes.
But I think they made that engine as they were making Bad Company 2 or Bad Company 1. And then EA loved the way it looked, all the graphics. It was all cute, and everybody was like, man, this is amazing looking. So they're like, this is going to go on all our games.
Yes.
And they've hired developers to make it better, but it's not good enough.
No.
It's not built for open world games.
It's not.
It's not there for that. It's like another analogy to the restaurant. The engine is the developer's tool. How are they going to make anything if they have a shitty tool? Go to the restaurant and they take the spatula away and like flip the burgers with your hand, jackass. What are you going to do? You're going to fucking burn your hand. You're going to sit there and be depressed and burn your hand the entire time and get irritated.
I'm disgruntled because you called me a jackass. That's it. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm walking out. No, but that's the point of what these engines do. That's why people love the Unreal Engine, right? That's why they brought up the Slip Space engine for Halo.
Unreal is
building it
flexible,
tailored.
man.
Yeah, Unreal is amazing. I've worked with Unreal. I've created an entire city with like a train and stuff with my buddy one day, or it took us like a month, but we had a great time doing it. And it's just so fun to use. It's a mixture of front end and code. That's what Unreal is. And people love it because of how great it is. But the Frostbite engine, that's why they have, I forgot what it's called, they hired like 1,000 developers to make like a EA did for this engine that they want to put in the cloud that everybody can use. And they're using the Frostbite engine as the skeleton, I believe. But I don't know, but like if you're still making that engine and still hiring people to make it, why are you putting it for open world games when it wasn't built for that, you fucking idiots? Sorry to be like, that's irritating me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss stuff. Go ahead. Moving on.
All right, Mooch.
Well, let me say that, and I want to shout out to Z Blackrider, who gave a great example. He says, basically, let me go up here. He says, looking for his actual response here. Give me 1 second here. He said basically his family, one of his family members, both my brothers are software engineers. Neither have had a vacation in years. What I said was, it takes time. And listen, my heart goes out to his brothers and his family. I get that. But Zucker might be able to back me up on this one. Okay. In the restaurant business that I know, we had an amazing chef in the family restaurant business. He one day just comes in, he goes, tomorrow's my last day. And we're like, what? You don't want a job? You don't want to work? He's like, no. He's like, I found another job. He went and got what he did was he networked and he got another job while he worked at this one. And then he's like, I'm starting over there. And it's like, that's the business though. Nobody was hard feelings. We're like, okay. All right. Like, because all we have to do is pick up the phone and call the other restaurant. And it's the same thing with developers. Like, that's what Don said, right? He called it a Tuesday. The developers are going from company to company every Tuesday. That was the joke me and Don always have. And I mean, we're being facetious here and we're kind of being a bit vague. But I mean, that's the way that this business, the developer business sounds a lot like the restaurant business in the fact of major talent. So what I say is, if you're disgruntled at any job, not just Z Blackrider or my position or Zocker's or Booms or Xbot or Noximus or anybody else in the chat, is you start to go out there and lobby and do your thing, find a job, and then when you find one, you give 2 weeks notice or whatever it is that's kind and courteous to your employer, and you say, here's my 2 weeks notice, I'm out. I found a better job. They give better vacation, better pay, or maybe less pay and better time. That's the trade-off. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I'm not saying that the 19 people were incorrect. I'm not saying that the people at BioWare that are disgruntled don't have the right to be. They do. But we're all, in a sense, disgruntled. Think about it. The one I came home today, I was like, man, I'm tired.
Dude,
but I still had a podcast to do. I still have things to do. Like, you still have a family to take care of. We all have things we have to do. And if you're not happy, you find another job. And the one thing I don't agree with Tucker is like, you can't go get another job. Yes, you can. And I understand you can't do it tomorrow because you have bills and a mortgage to pay, but you can go get another job. It may take, so you have to be disgruntled for 3 or 4 months while you find another job.
I'm going to chime in.
But you will find another job, especially if you're a talented
Mooch.
developer at Bioware. Go ahead.
So in the tech world, if I quit a job and leave within a week, they're going to be fucked. I'll be honest with you. They're not going to know what the system I set up. They're not going to know anything. I've actually gotten jobs, multiple jobs, because the people that I'm interviewing with ask me, how long do you need before you can start with us? I always tell them I need a month or a month and a half so I don't leave my current employers in the wind. And they're like, perfect. Because of that answer, you got the job. Literally what they've told me. Because they don't want to be left in the wind. People, like, it takes a long time. So, like, there's Git
That's
masters,
what I said at the end.
Code masters, people like that build a system and then teach it to someone else in a month or a month and a half. It takes a lot of time within tech. That's what people don't understand. And in IBM, Microsoft, a lot of companies put billions of dollars to understand how to get the most effective.
I think what Mooch was trying to hit at is you always have the option to go ahead and leave and go somewhere else if you don't like where you're being treated.
Yeah, and I agree. And, you know what I mean? Knox, thank you. Zucker, by the way, your point is well taken. You cannot leave tomorrow. I get that. But what these folks can do is look for another job, give that month, 2 months, whatever you think it is.
Whatever they
leave and be courteous to your employer. Okay. It doesn't matter whether they treat you good or bad or indifferent. If you ever want that recommendation, you say, listen, I'm working for so-and-so company. I'll stay here the month, 2 months, whatever you need me. That other company really wants me. They'll wait. You know, and guys, that's the point. You have to, there's negotiation. It's called being an adult. And if you don't want to work there, you're disgruntled. They know you're disgruntled. Believe me, these people that are disgruntled that are working there, they know that.
Ask you a question, man.
And that's fine. But Casey Hudson in his quote or his read there that you did, he said we're aware of it. So they are aware about these things. It takes time to fix. You know, so Jason just comes in, prints the article. Everyone's like, whoa, wait a minute. Something's wrong in the business. No, it's called business.
Well, again, Schreyer has gone after EA specifically. At least I found at least 4 articles going back as far as 2010.
Right.
Well, check this out, guys. Well, boom, just real quick. I just want to
go ahead, dude.
One more thing on this, and this is what I feel is going on here. I feel that this article and this quote-unquote news caught fire just because of how Anthem released. If Anthem released was an absolutely incredible game,
outstanding
I don't think
point Xbot.
I don't think we'd be talking about it like this, man.
Outstanding. Listen, let me tell you something. And I don't think, again, nothing that Xbox just said.
Of course, we wouldn't. You wouldn't have to.
I mean,
none of
why
that
did we hear about it in Red Dead
people,
Redemption?
by the way, I still think I think those 19 people's points are valid.
Weird, Zucker.
But I think, and if Zucker, did you say Zucker had a question? Because I want to hear it.
Yo, Zucker, you're on, man.
So my question was, how do you expect someone to interview, study, and prepare for an interview if they're working 80 to 90 hours a week? Because you understand, like, the interviews that I go through are grueling. Like, they're like, it's so stressful because they ask you tech questions that you have to solve on the top of your head with a whiteboard. You don't have a computer. You have to do it with a whiteboard and talk through it with them. So you have to be on top of your toes. You have to be ready. So how do you expect someone to do that when they can't even prepare like through the week? They're just gonna be sleeping. That's the point. That's what a lot of people are irritated with, because they're almost being blocked from moving up. Like that's a bad thing.
But see, come on.
I'm not. Hey man, I'm not.
Listen. I'm having a hard time with that, Zork, and I don't mean to cut you off. I heard the question. I see where you're going with it. That's like saying you worked at a steak restaurant for 20 years, right? And you're working 12-hour shifts, and then all of a sudden you want to be a sous chef at like a fish place, and you're like, I haven't had time to work with a haddock. You know, my point is if you're a talented software developer, anything in that world, you can go and answer the questions, and plus you're already being coveted by that other company. They know who you are. They know the work. They know your resume. So I'm not buying that. Plus, these guys are not working 95 hours a week for 16 months. That's not true. That's not true. I mean, nobody would do that. Nobody would do that unless these guys are making $250,000, $375,000 a year. Like, that's not happening. I'm just not buying it. So I know there's a couple weeks where they're working 55 hours. 60 hours. We had Boom on the show multiple times saying that he worked multiple weeks at probably 80 plus hours busting his hump. Like, it happens to all of us.
Let me chime in.
I'm not seeing that correlation.
All right, yo, Zucker.
Go ahead, Zucker.
Zucker wants to chime in, but before that, I just want to say, guys, we have 400 people watching right now and a little over 100 on the thumbs up. Come on, guys.
Come on, it's terrible, guys. Yeah, if you're enjoying the chatter, man, come on, hit the like button.
This is a crazy episode tonight, man.
Well,
go ahead.
Every job doesn't have the same system. It doesn't have the same code. It doesn't have the same anything. Every job is different. You're going to be working with different code, different lines of code. You might be working with C++ or Ruby or whatever, anything like Java. You don't know what you're going to be working with until you actually go there, because they're not going to make that public to you. And then not to mention,
that's every profession.
But if you're making a steak, you know how to make a fucking steak, right? You know how to make one. But if you're making code, you know how to make code for that certain part of the code. So C++ or something else, and other engines. Frostbite engine is different than Unreal Engine.
Yeah, but you don't know how to like cut.
Yeah,
you don't know how to make a certain fish dish or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all there. Listen, I got news for you. Okay, so Boom is in again. I'm just picking on him. Boom was a police officer in New York City. Now Boom all of a sudden wants to go and work for the fire department. He doesn't know what they do, but he definitely knows the hours. He gets the shifts, and he will learn. There's training. I'm not buying into the fact that just because you made a Battlefield game for 8 years doesn't mean you can't go over and make a Gears of War game. I mean, I understand it's different, and there's different rules and regulations, but that's all of us. We all have that. We all have different rules and regulations.
Yeah, we're going to chime in.
So the truth is that sometimes companies literally give you like a study guide. Like, they'll give you something and be like, hey, this is what we're currently working on, and here you go. I got an interview question of a problem that they literally solved themselves a week ago. And they're like, how would you solve this problem? And I went through it, and I actually wasn't able to solve it, but my aim wasn't to solve it. It was to see my thought process. They knew I wasn't going to solve it. It took 8 of their men to solve it. That's the whole point. Is that you have to think on your toes, and you have to be healthy to do something like that. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared. You have to be energized. That's the whole point of this, is that nothing is the same. Google's network is not the same as Microsoft's. Microsoft's not the same as Facebook. It's not the same. If it was, then everybody would be like, oh, we all have Azure. That's the whole point, is that the tech behind it and the person behind it is what makes it what it is, and you have to prepare for that in every part of the code. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, and tell the truth about the software development. All companies involved in software development have these issues. They do. Pitbull, I think his name is in there. He put that in there. Everybody has that issues of crunch, and they do have that. And other companies are trying to address it in a better way, like I said, with Sprints or Amazon, the way they're doing it. That's the whole way. And it's not just not just coding. I know it's all jobs. I get it's all jobs that have this problem. I do get that. But it's just how do you move
but Zucker, guess what?
Many hours a week.
Zucker, I like how you said what you just said. You're like, and they're trying to address it, right? Other companies, but now you got 3 days later. What happens 3 days later? We got news in from the front. Another 8 AAA companies are saying they're experiencing the same thing. This is what I'm saying. It's wildfire. It's wildfire. And Zucker, me, you, Xbot, Knox, we can give our own story. And your story is priceless, okay? But we don't know if these disgruntled employees are also the ones that BioWare is not necessarily, maybe they're not necessarily like excited about their work. Maybe they're not. Are we here to assume that all 800 people there are invaluable? They're unbelievable. Like they're just worth zillions of dollars. Like they're all the best programmers of all time and artists, etc. No, it doesn't work that way. So what I'm saying is that you're getting a small crop of people that are unhappy, and those are the ones you're asking. And I don't know how. And someone in the chat said, "Well, Mooch, you got Casey Hudson who said what he said. He said they're working on it. And whether you're talking about clothing, textiles, Macy's, okay, BioWare, it doesn't matter." Shane Tomlin says, "But you're assuming." So are you, Shane, in the chat. So are you. You are assuming you're assuming that the 19 people represent the other 800.
Okay,
I'm going to
chime in.
781.
Right. Zark is going to chime in.
Go ahead, Zark.
So I'm pretty sure these 20, 30 workers, whatever this guy interviewed, I don't think they were just workers. Weren't they leads?
Not that. As far, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I read the article. I don't recall seeing that they were leads of anything. All I recall saying is that the names of former and current employees are being held back to protect them from, any
So
repercussions.
some of them still work for the company, or some of them don't want their name out there because then they're never going to get hired again.
Correct. Yeah. So there are current employees that spoke with him, but he, of course, out of a journalist's responsibilities to protect his source, he can't. He'll never give up who they are.
Right.
Some of them interviewed in person, and some were interviewed via email.
Here,
yeah, and I mean, Slow-Mo says, he says, I'm sure if the implications of the article were untrue, BioWare would say so. Slow-Mo, you know what? Here's why I don't agree with that. All you're doing right there is fanning the fire. If BioWare comes out and says those 19 people that work for them are not, they're going to see, they don't even listen to us. So no, I don't buy that. I won't buy that one. But I do see where you're coming. Slow-Mo's made some really good points in the chat. That one there doesn't really stick with me because
I'm going to chime in.
BioWare at this point has their back against the wall.
1 second.
Oh, go ahead.
All right,
No
Zocker.
problem.
Yep.
So I get what you're saying, Mooch. I've been part of teams where people just want to complain. I worked for my school and I worked for Stanford. I don't want to brag or anything, but I worked for part of Stanford also, where we worked together with students there. And one of these people that were my mentors, this man that was my mentor, I'm not going to name his name, actually got fired because of these spoiled idiots that complained that he was not giving enough guidance. But in reality, he wanted us to expand our creative juices and make what we wanted and kind of challenge us to not just take guidance, right? And this is something for more of a school project, and he got fired for it. And I taught at my university, and some of these people didn't know how to wipe their own ass at this point. And I complained to the head of the department and told them, like, these people that got this mentor of mine fired don't even know how to code their way out of a paper damn bag. So I don't know what the hell was happening. So I've been part of teams where it is toxic. And that was school, right? There's younger people there that feel a little spoiled and they didn't realize that, software development, I'm going to make a shit ton of money. They don't realize that it's hard work and you have to respect the craft to get it done and get your degree. Okay. So that's something that a lot of people dealt with that I saw in my school. But these people have been in the industry. That's what it is. These people have been in the industry. They're not people that are like, I hate everything. No, sure, they might be disgruntled, but it's leadership. It's leadership that might have driven them to be like, what the fuck are we doing?
The only thing the more and more I hear about this, and it's a great topic, great debate going on right now. But the more and more I hear, going back and forth and stuff, the more and more I just smell EA's like greasy mitts all over this. And worst case scenario,
EA definitely played a role, Xbox. I mean, they pushed the calendar.
Look at your track record, brother.
My man, if you
I mean, listen, Ivan Stamoff, and he says, "Yes, Zucker, speak the truth." Mooch just wants to yell about something he doesn't understand. Ivan, I wish I could hand you my resume. I know a lot more than you think. What I'm trying to say is this: Zucker actually just did a hell of a job defending Mooch's case. Okay, disgruntled people in the university. I think Zucker was a bit disgruntled there. I wonder what would have happened if they interviewed Zucker after his mentor was let go. Right. So what I'm saying is what Zucker just said across all employment is that this happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. And let's not forget something, folks. Let's not forget what I first said when the show first started, because some of you are coming in now. We've got the gaming media. We've got award shows. We've got tons of people saying how great it is to work in this industry, how lucky they are to be in this industry, that they would never choose another industry like this one. They would never leave their jobs because they're so happy to be a part of it. The indie crowd, which got no respect in the 360 era, is now coveted and given the platform on ID at Xbox. Sony gave them E3 stage for 2 years this generation, flat out, regardless of reason. It's probably one of the best times to be able to be a developer. And that's the point I'm trying to make is, who are we listening to? The 19 out of 800 in one company? Or are we listening to all the past year's award ceremonies No, unfortunately, Zucker, I can't. I tried to send him another link. God, I wish of all days, I wish I could talk to Zucker about this because I really want to get Zucker involved with this because his knowledge is unbelievable. And Zucker, I want you to know something. Even though we're debating, I think Zucker's points are exquisite and on point. So that's something I truly value his opinion. But these are the things. So this is where, as someone that sits back and just reads the news, I say I'm a bit confused, and I point that question to you guys in the chat and listening later on the show. Is that it's not I'm trying to defend. I don't care about BioWare. Okay, I don't even get a free scratch and sniff sticker from BioWare. So right, I don't get anything from them. So and I don't know if Zucker wants. I want Zucker to be able to kind of rebuttal, and then I want to move on to another topic because we have really done a hell of a job on this one for about an hour now. So go ahead, Zuck.
Mooch, can you hear me?
He can't hear Knox either.
He can't hear Knox.
Oh, he can't hear me. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Everybody,
right, we're working double time now.
Yeah. What I was going to say real quick, though, was that the same time, Mooch,
no, I can't hear Knox because Knox left. Knox, what'd you leave for?
I didn't leave.
Oh, now I got Boom and Xbox. Great. This is going to be a great show. By the way, this is probably, you know what Mooch deserves? I deserve an award. This is the hardest podcast I've ever done. I'm piecing it together. You know what this is? I'm part podcaster, part detective. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Get something from the NYPD. Can I get some kind of recognition?
I'll send you a PBA card.
That's great. Thank you. You know what I want? I want one of those badges that says your friend is bombastic. Gets me out of speeding tickets. I don't speed. All right, listen. PBA. That being said, let me move on to another subject, guys, because I can't hear Knox now. Never leave the Mooch's podcast.
I didn't leave. Tell Mooch I never left.
So we get out of this
he never left. He doesn't know what happened.
I saw Knox dropped out for some reason. Something happened. It happened the last time Knox was on, too, because I've been on this awful beta for so long. I got to try and figure this out. Simon breaks his Mooch. I totally disagree with your point of view on this, but still respect your opinion. I appreciate that, Simon. And listen, Simon, that's fine. The whole point of this discussion was not to change your mind. It wasn't to change Zucker's mind. It wasn't to change my mind. What this discussion was supposed to be was what happens with social media is when somebody has a major platform like the gaming media, okay, we know how powerful that is. He did an excellent job on his reporting, and I think it should be noted. I think it should be recognized, and I think the industry should take notice of it. But let's not sit here, and there's another 781 people, okay, that work at BioWare. That, maybe some of them are scared to come out, but some of them actually like to go to work. And we're forgetting about all those people. And we're forgetting about all the hard work that went into Anthem. Okay? We're like two different people sometimes. We're like, come on, let's give it up for those devs. They put their heart and soul into that game. Let's root for them. And then on the other hand, we're like, let's just attack the whole thing. It's like, here's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that put a lot of hard work into it. And there's a lot of people that do care about the BioWare name. And I think one of them is that Casey Hudson. I hate to keep going back to him, but he is the face of the franchise.
He is. He's the general manager. He is running the show.
And I know that's someone that Microsoft coveted and they tried to bring in. I don't know what the reasons were that it didn't work. He probably wanted to go back and work on his baby, which is, Mass Effect and what was going to be Beyond/Anthem.
Yeah, he was brought into Microsoft. He was working in the mixed reality division. I don't know.
Which is not his bag, Boom.
Yeah, and of course it's not his bag unless he wanted to. I tell you what I would have done if I was Phil Spencer, and this is totally off subject. I would have given him a studio and said, "Run wild, my friend. Take as many. Here's a blank check. Go crazy."
Astro City Knight says, come on, people, hit that like button. Tonight's podcast is bringing some true knowledge. I appreciate that. Listen, it's all about good opinion, folks. I called it CrossFire. This isn't called Kumbaya. You don't get a free candle when you show up.
Kumbaya is next year, people.
It is next year. Guys, let me do this, and I'll start with Knox and Zucker because I can't hear them, but I will listen live. Let me go to this, guys. So Microsoft has introduced Game Pass Ultimate.
We knew this was happening.
Right,
Yes.
and I believe listen, credit. Let me give credit to everybody on this podcast. Let me give credit to everybody that does YouTube podcasting. Everyone. I don't care if it's Sony. I don't care if it's Microsoft channel. I don't care. Everyone's been saying that they should have done this a while ago. Now, a lot of people are actually saying
it's not
that
enough.
The value in this, and I'll start with Boom and Boom. If you don't mind, you host many shows. Will you do a little interviewing with Knox and Zucker so I can pay attention live? But Boom, I'll start with you. Boom, do you feel that the $160 is still a bit much for the combined And why is it that this doesn't relinquish the paywall for free-to-play games? That's my question to you.
Yeah, you know, the thing is this, you know, I $15 with $14.99 a month is a good deal. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't piecemeal my shit. Okay, I don't have deep pockets like I used to because I don't do the overtime like I used to.
Right, brother?
What's that?
You pay yearly, right?
I pay yearly. Yes, I go yearly, and what I usually do is I wait for Black Friday, and I find them when they're on sale for $33, and I buy two, and I put them in. You know, I put the codes in, and I'm good. Like right now, I run out at the end of the year, so I'm going to be looking for a deal. This deal, $15 a month, is fine. It's fine. You're getting Xbox Live and you're getting Game Pass. But I'm going to be honest with you. That's not the kind of gamer I am, and I think a lot of people would agree. I think that you can offer it for if it's 160 over the 12 months. I think it's almost necessary to offer $119.99 for the year.
It should be 120. If you pay the 120 annually, all included, Xbox Live included, everything done. Period. If you choose to do it in monthly installments, then they could charge you whatever. They just need to integrate it into there. Charge you instead of $9.99 for Game Pass, charge you $15. And Xbox Live is included. If you want to do it that way, but what is it? 160 right now?
It's 160 if you buy.
You save $20. You save $20.
Yeah, you save $20.
You do save $20, but at the same time,
no, it's not enough.
It's not enough. Here's why: Amazon is having a sale right now, and I talked about it on the Xbox Factor podcast. Buy 3 months, get 3 months free for Xbox Game Pass. Now I don't know when it's going to end. I checked on it today; it's still valid. As a matter of fact, the Moonwalker 925 bought two of them. He's paid up until 2022. So
I think if they included Xbox Live in Game Pass for $120 a year, you'll see a lot more people committing to that. I agree. 1 year.
$120 for me is
you would see that do it. You would do it.
People would $120 to me is the magic number.
Well, check this out. Like you know, Boom, you're saying that you buy there's different deals, Amazon and stuff like that. Down the road, I mean, they didn't even officially announce this yet. I mean, it's like that one step below getting officially announced. Once
it's leaked information.
You're gonna get deals. You're gonna get CD keys. You're gonna get Amazon throwing in deals here and there. So you're gonna. It's like when Game Pass first started. There wasn't any deals out there or anything like that right off the bat. But over a shorter amount of time, all of a sudden, CD keys got a hold of promotion codes, this, that, or whatnot. Amazon, they get the special codes where you put one code in, but you're getting the 3 months free. That comes directly from Xbox right there, and it's just a deal worked out between Amazon and Xbox. So you're gonna see those deals coming down. But I mean, I want to save money too, so I would say 120 is perfect as well. But 120, that would be the price of Game Pass and Live thrown into it for free.
Yes,
is what you're doing.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if that would swing. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I do see your point.
All right. They're gonna take a hit. They're gonna take a hit because keeping it separate right now, you got a lot less Game Pass because people just get that in installments. 1 month here, 1 month there, right now, and cancel it. That's what people do. But if Microsoft were to bundle that in, you'd get a lot more people committed to the Game Pass thing for the year, and it's like they're getting Game Pass for $60 and paying $60 for Xbox Live.
Pretty much.
Microsoft will have a whole bunch of people committed to Game Pass for the year.
Bottom line isn't like that though. The bottom line is if you're paying for a year, you're paying, say you're $120. They're getting that right now from gamers out there who are paying for Game Pass. All right. And if you do that and then basically just throw in Xbox Live, people are going to be like, well, then why are we paying for Live, on this regular subscription when, the people with Game Pass are getting it for free?
I think that would actually make
they're making the commitment to pay $120 up front. That's why they get it.
There's more people invested in Game Pass. You might not be. There's a lot more people invested in Game Pass than I think you give it credit for, bro.
Millions.
Really honest with you.
Millions of people.
Millions.
Yeah, in breadcrumb increments, bro. Like, yeah, when they feel like it, pop in $10. And I'm pretty sure it's still, and I'm pretty sure it's lucrative.
I don't think that's the majority of the gamers with Game Pass. What you're talking about,
I do.
With breadcrumbs. I don't think it's like that, brother.
No.
Game Pass. Listen, I got news for you, Knox. Game Pass is a phenomenon, dude. It is doing so well for them that Microsoft themselves were surprised, especially not just even so much in the subscriptions. It was the people buying the games while in Game Pass because, of course, they're saving the 10 or 20%. And
those people that are buying the games are still paying for Xbox.
Well,
Live
let's be real. Side. Let's be real. Within like what they did with Game Pass, I think Game Pass right now is actually losing Microsoft money, and I think they were prepared for that. I think that's what Game Pass was supposed to do for the first 3 to 4, maybe 5 years.
Build it up,
they're trying to build it up and sign deals, right? Like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Just Cause 4. These games cost money.
And if I could chime in, Zucker, I don't want to interrupt, but I completely agree with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, and I'm glad he does.
Yes.
Zucker just said that he thinks they're losing. I agree with Zucker. Zucker, I said this a week or two ago. Tell me if you agree with me, and boom, please be my ears.
Yes. Yep.
I think that what Microsoft wanted was they wanted Game Pass to be for the casual, and I call it the Superman 2 effect. Okay, where at the end he gets into that crystal chamber, and then the reverse happens on the outside of the crystal. What happened was the hardcore bought it. And you're probably going, wait a minute, what's Mooch talking about? The hardcore bought it. The hardcore bought it. The casual doesn't even know it exists. So I think Zucker's 100% right. I don't know if we agree on the same reasoning. I think he'll see my point. What happened was you had hardcore saying, I don't want anything to do with that. I buy all my games. Well, now you have games that come out that are 67, 73 meta. And yes, I enjoyed the hell out of Crackdown 3, but guess what? I didn't have any urge to buy it, but I have Game Pass because I'm hardcore. Guess what? The casual had no intention on buying Crackdown 3, and they have no intention on buying Game Pass for $120 a year because they don't care about Crackdown 3. They don't even know it exists. So what happens is that you got the hardcore to buy and play the mediocre games they had no intention on buying, and you have the casuals being like, what the hell is Game Pass?
Hey, Mooch,
I'm going to chime in.
He's going to chime in.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to pay the
I can hear Xbot.
Go ahead, Xbot. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, and then Zucker go in. Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat. He says pursue of themselves versus 140 is the sweet spot, $20 off each one. And Sir X-Man, I like what you're saying with that, but if people are paying $20 basically for Xbox Live, then they would have to do a regular price drop for people who don't have Game Pass. They would have to do it, otherwise you would get a revolt, brother. People are already pissed off that people on PC are playing Xbox games with Live without paying a subscription. There would be a revolt, man. I'm just saying.
I think it would just incentivize people to get to buy the big package.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'm with Boom. It would incentivize people to get into both, and you feel like you're not being G'd. Right now, you're just being G'd by we're being taken advantage of by Microsoft, bro. they touching up on you in places they're not supposed to be touching, brother.
Oh, hold on.
Where on the doll did they touch you, Knox?
Yeah, can you show us on the doll, Knox? But, if it wasn't for the whole PC thing, like nobody would be saying that about Microsoft right now when it comes to Xbox Live on console. All right, nobody says anything about PlayStation. You're having to pay.
Sure, you do. Of course, people do.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, people
on there.
Come on,
now, the free-to-play
PSN is constantly criticized.
Free-to-play thing, I will agree with. I feel that if it's a free-to-play game, let people play online on a free-to-play game. But Zucker, you were going to chime in, brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost a sure thing that they're losing money. Netflix was losing money when they launched their streaming thing. It's a risk that they're taking because they see Yeah, an investment. It's a risk that they're taking because they see the potential it can go into. It could bloom into something that they didn't even expect. Well, the reason why Microsoft is talking so glowingly about Game Pass is because of what surprised them, and honestly, it surprised me even, is that the user test of people that are in Game Pass tend to buy a shit ton more games, and it is because the hardcore got it, but also it's because people probably saw the game, played it on Game Pass, and was like, "Fuck, it might leave. I'm going to buy this. This is awesome, and I get a discount on it." So they get more money back through the 30% or whatever it is when people buy games, right? That is something that it can expand upon. But the reason why I don't think Xbox is really pushing to the casuals yet is because the Game Pass isn't it's not even at like what the biggest potential it can be at. It's
Zocker,
not.
they'll do
We're
it.
going to hear that.
I was going to say they'll do it with the new hardware and the launch lineup.
The next year, 2020, when they start launching games with these new developers, and they have constant content. We've heard them; they wanted to do 4 AAA games a year, right? That's the pie in the sky. We're happy to see
Let me know
that,
when I
right?
can chime in.
Yeah,
give me a second.
Yeah,
give me a second, Mooch. Give me a second,
Mooch.
Yeah, so that's the pie in the sky, right? The best case scenario: 4 AAA games come into Game Pass every year. If they can execute that, awesome. It'll be something that the industry's never seen before. But at least they have high ambitions. But the whole point of Game Pass is that Mooch is right. The casual doesn't know about it. I've talked to people that don't own Xboxes and are like, "Oh, I got to buy Sea of Thieves." I'm like, "No, I'll slap $10 down and play on Game Pass." And it's my friends, and they're like, "I don't have an Xbox." I'm like, "Okay, play on your PC, you idiot." And they're like, "Whoa, you can do that?"
He's right.
And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they do it, and they're like, "Holy shit, I can play Gears of War." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Dude, what the hell? Why didn't I know it was on PC?" That's the casuals that don't know that. They don't know about that Game Pass. Some of them do know that own Xbox and are like, "Oh, I love Game Pass. It's freaking awesome. I play all these games on it, and I've never bought a game in like the last 8 months." Like literally, because they just have so many games to play. These are the casuals, though, people. You got to understand that it's the casuals. They don't buy everything like us. They don't buy $1,700 collector's edition like Boom Cough. Nobody, not everybody does that. Boom, you're awesome, bud.
Thanks, dude.
All right, Mooch,
Well, yeah, absolutely. First of all, let me pay my buddy here, Actro City Nights. He says if they should do, depending on how long you're Game Pass member, the bigger discount you get when you buy a game. I get that too, but here's my point. I want to kind of get to you. Here's how Zucker's first point holds water when he says they're not making money on it. It's hard for me to say they're not making money on it. I don't have those figures, and I haven't seen anything leak, even though I think Zucker's right.
They're not making what they want to on it. That's for damn.
That's for sure, Xbot. And I'll tell you how we can kind of guess that. You're probably going, "Mooch, how are you coming up with that?" When Sea of Thieves came out, they were like 5 million concurrent users, 8 million users on the open seas. Right? All of a sudden, after Forza came out, hush came over the world. We haven't heard an active user base on Game Pass since Forza came out. You know why? No one's really on it. Not enough people to buy that Microsoft intended.
Oh, and after Forza, what first party game dropped in Game Pass?
Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
So,
right.
now hold on. Now be careful, Xbot. Be careful. Be careful, because all we got, right? So that means is there going to be a can of Hush heard all over the world. Only Boom knows that song.
I guarantee they'll be yelling at the rooftop.
Only Boom knows that song. But here's my point. There'll be that hush all the way till Gears 5 comes out. I know all you guys in the chat right now are typing, "Gears 5, Mooch! Gears 5!" Yeah, I get it. Gears 5 is going to do very well. And then you're going to have Aaron, and you're going to have Jeff Rubenstein, and all these other guys come out and be like, "Guess what? Game Pass is on fire!" Yeah, okay, yeah. We got it for 30 days. So my point being is that this is not yet what they intended. And I've said this since it came out. When I said, originally we said Game Pass was a never was, right? I'd be like, "Mooch, it's not a never was. It's doing great. Look, there's 8 million people on the open seas last March." Okay, my point being, though, is that you have a situation right now where people are just getting on, buying the game for $10 and leaving. And people think that's really great. And maybe it is. Maybe that was the intent.
For me,
but myself,
great.
I'm a Netflix subscriber like a lot of you guys, and I don't watch I watch like nothing on Netflix. Nothing at all.
Wow.
But
you should watch The Highwayman. It was amazing.
I saw
Highwayman was amazing.
Last thing I watched was Umbrella Academy, and we got season 2 coming, by the way. Great stuff. But right, I don't watch much of Netflix, but I keep it all year. I got news for you guys. Here's where I'm at right now. And this can change. Don't ever speak in absolutes, folks. Don't ever speak in absolutes. But I'm at a point right now when my Game Pass, I think I have Game Pass right now, boom. I think I have it till June, like 2020. Because when they gave it away last E3, they were giving that shit away. I think you get 6 months for like $30. So I got like a year for 60, which was half price. So I bought like 2 years. It's a no-brainer. Picked it up, right? I'm like, let's see what this is all about. Let's give him a chance. Give him a shot, right, Mooch? Give him a shot. So I'm doing it. Once that's over, I'm out. Because I got to be honest with you. At this point, I'll get the game if I want it, or I won't if I don't. Because having it in Mooch, come on. They got all these great games in there. I can't even keep up with the new games. Right? Who the hell's got time for this? Let me give the chat back, the panel back. Boom, go ahead and distribute whoever's speaking. I can't hear half of them.
Yeah, no, actually, no one was speaking. But you know what? I mean, look, here's the thing. You know, as many games as I do buy, there are a lot of games that I don't. And that is where Game Pass comes in. I'm going to be honest with you. What has me excited about not just the first parties. I mean, we know the first party games are coming, but ever since the Inside at Xbox at ID Xbox,
yes,
that was great. Okay, it was 13 minutes in length. It was short. It was sweet. They showed a lot of really cool games. But what I think is a contributing factor, because I understand a lot of people like some smaller games are beneath some people. I hear you. You know, some people are like, wait a second, you're not my AAA game, and they discount it because it's a smaller title. But I'm going to be honest with you. I like the smaller games. That's something Chrome that's coming out that looks like Contra. I cannot wait to play. Void Bastards. I cannot wait to get into. Those are all going day and date, and it appears.
Well, of course they are. Boom.
No, but still, even though they're considered smaller titles, it's still adding value to the Game Pass every time one of these games releases. Because guess what? It might not be a game that you're going to spend 15 or 20, but maybe you don't want to buy Void Bastards. But if you have Game Pass and you play it, like, wait a second, this is incredible. Thank God I have Game Pass.
Well, and then boom, not only that, but you look at everything else that fills it out. You have like the, previous generation games, but
yes,
the
OG
third-party games like Vampire. That was a game that I was interested in.
$60.
And I was like, you know what? There's so many other games. That one kind of went lower on my list, and then before you know it, it's in Game Pass. So
have you played it, Xbox?
But I started playing it. Yeah, I freaking
started playing it.
I love where the story's going so far.
Yeah,
and
by the time you get back to it, it won't be there.
It won't be. What are you talking about?
They'll pull it out of Game Pass.
But dude, all right, Just Cause 4. You have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You have games.
But my thing is,
fill it all out right there.
But my thing is,
I agree. And listen, the big argument that everybody said when Game Pass came out was when I said the same thing months and months ago. Well, Mooch, that's you. There's a lot of casuals who would love. Here we go again. The casuals don't know. The casuals are going to
get involved.
They don't even know what it is.
Me and Zucker said that once you have that launch lineup for the new hardware, you're going to be hard pressed to go anywhere that doesn't say Game Pass. But I
agree.
Knox wanted to chime in real quick.
Go ahead, Knox.
No. What I was going to say was, like, but you don't have to necessarily have like a recurring yearly subscription with Game Pass. I don't need to ever buy Game Pass until the month that I look through it and go, you know what, let me check out the catalog, look through it, see something that catches my attention, whether it be indie, whether it be old school 360, whether it be something new like Tomb Raider, right? If I'm feeling it, I'll just pay the $10 that month, and that's it. Because I'll pay for it and then take it out right away so that it doesn't roll over. Because I know if I leave it.
But see, dude, like you're talking for you personally, which is a great thing.
No, but I'm just saying most frugal people are gonna do that though. Most people are gonna be like, "Well, I don't need to sign. I don't need to be signed. I don't need to be invested in this."
You're talking frugal. Those people that don't invest heavily in a games library, frugal. All right, those people that don't invest heavily in a game library like you do, like Boom does, like even me and O-Snaps or whatnot, that when they do really promote this with the new launch lineup and everything like that, that $10 a month, 2 games a year, the price of 2 games a year, and you're getting all those games in the library, people will pay monthly for that.
But But yes, but they're not gonna. They don't need to sign up for it. That's what I'm saying. You saying for the price of 2 games a year, I get the value, I get it. But what I'm saying is, what makes them get it for the year? Nothing. I can look at the catalog whenever I want, and in September, I'm just saying, it's in the console. It's on your system. You can leisurely stroll through it just like you stroll through the store. I'm sorry, Zucker. Go ahead, brother.
No, brother. I get what you're saying, man. And I'm going to tell you, man, math and history goes against you on this one. There are people like you. There are people that like you will look at something like, cool, $10 done, and unsubscribe. I know about 2 people that do that. I know about 2 people that do that, but I also know people that don't do that at all. There's a reason why Netflix has 150 million
That's what I'm saying. So then Microsoft is just stalking those people out. That was the point I was going to make. Microsoft is just trying to stalk them out.
Why don't you get mad at Netflix for doing that as well?
People are going to set it and forget it. Netflix gives me a lot of quality programming, my brother. I think it's worth it.
All right. And on the gamer side, you would see that.
I mean, also to be fair, I mean, we also, I love how people listen comparing, because Microsoft does it, right? They compare them, so they say that we're the Netflix of gaming, and that it is true. But when people start talking about content, we unfairly judge Microsoft. And why am I saying that? Because it wasn't until 2014 or 2012, it might have been 2014 or 2013.
Good point,
was when they started their own content. Right. So if you go all those years back, Game Pass is not even 2 years yet.
Boom, that's an outstanding point. But I just want to make a quick gesture to just let you know that when Netflix came out with their own content, look what they did. Even something like Ozark, they went and get Jason Bateman. They go and sign a Marvel deal.
I see your point. Yes.
Right. So what do we got? Crackdown 3.
Well, again,
right. And
the games are going to what you're looking for. The Jason Batemans and the Tom Cruises of the world that are going to be signing on to Netflix will be coming in the form of these new AAA titles.
Well, I'm going to chime in.
Well,
please go ahead. Zucker's going to chime in.
Go ahead, Zucker. Go ahead.
So I get what you're saying, Mooch. Yeah, they get Jason Bateman now. But the two, just like, the Epic Store, they're using Fortnite as a way to make their own launcher now, right?
Yes.
Just like Netflix, what did they have? They had House of Cards and Orange is the New Black. People were critically acclaimed. People loved it. They had great stars, great acting, great writing, everything. And that's what built Netflix. Then they brought out another show. They had another one with King Tut, or the Chinese one. I forgot what it was called. And it got canceled, but they had misses also. Netflix did have misses. They have all these shows that literally got canceled. But again, it's because they built this criteria, made this money in the beginning to actually expand. And that's what Xbox is doing. They're building it. It's only been out for 2 years.
Go ahead, Mooch.
Here's the difference between what Zucker. So Zucker, what you're saying absolutely holds water. It absolutely holds water. But the thing about it is that Microsoft right now doesn't have the track record that you just gave with the Jason Bateman shows and everything else. Microsoft right now is fighting an uphill battle. And I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, just as you just did. I will too. I'm fairly certain that the initiative is going to capitalize and do fantastic. I know that the coalition, whether you enjoy Gears 5 or not you, Zucker, you, the public, whether you enjoy that game or not, it's probably going to please the masses. Halo as well. I think Halo Infinite's going to do very well. But here's the thing: Gears and Halo fans, the ones that buy that, they're going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to buy Halo. I can't lie.
They're going to buy Gears too. They're going to buy Gears.
Yes, sucker.
You're absolutely right.
No, you're not. Stop it.
Oh yeah, I am, brother. You know me, but dude, I've been.
This just in. I'm holding my right hand over my ear. This just in. Xbox a casual. What?
Right hand over the ear.
No, I just think that I think that the point being here is that, and I do want to hit one more thing. We're past 9 o'clock, and I like to usually hit everything I put on the title. So let me start with. I'll say this much: Game Pass has a lot to prove, folks, and they've got to reach out. They've got to reach out to the casual market. Okay, you define the casual market how you see. Me and Z Blackrider just had an awesome back and forth in the chat on what the casual is, and we both came to terms on it, and it was awesome. But I just want you to know that. So let me say this much. Boom, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to go right down the panel. We will have very little discussion. Just want to hear what you guys think on this. I personally do not think that there should be an easy mode implemented into games And I want to say it this way. And I think that we've had a great debate on developers and the way that they feel and that they are true artists. If a chef or an artist or a game developer, I put them all in the same category because they create things that all of us can't, okay? If they see a vision or they feel that that's how their dish, their blank canvas, okay, or their artwork on a digital disc or digital anything, okay? If that's how they see the game be, then that's how you play it, that's how you eat it, and that's how you view it. Or guess what? Don't look at it, don't eat it, or don't play it. That's my true opinion on that. And go ahead, Xbot.
I know. I actually I have somewhat of a food analogy here because I live in Connecticut. In New Haven, Connecticut, there's a place that they say is known to kind of has created the hamburger, right? Now, a lot of people out there like their hamburger with ketchup on it. I will let you know that this place will not have ketchup on the table, will not let people bring in ketchup. They say it ruins the hamburger. So according to what these gamers out here are saying about an easy mode, they feel like they should have the right to bring in ketchup into this place because that's the way they eat it. But guys, that's not the experience of the place. That's not the experience of the game. When you're looking at anything made like a Dark Souls or something like that, that game, the heart of that game is its difficulty. All right? And if you want to experience that game and what made that game popular, you don't request that the developer puts an easy mode on it. You get better at the game, and then you have a true accomplishment when you beat the game.
Yeah, but you know what though, Bot? And you're right. Listen, artistically, like Mooch said, if the developer of the game and the publisher of the game are good with this is how we made it, this is how you play it, cool. But you do understand they losing bread. They losing money.
If they're happy, if they are happy with it.
That's what I'm saying. As long as they are cool with the fact that they're leaving money on the table for their artistic integrity, then it's all good. But I can understand why people that may not like that painstakingly hard, difficult game might want to experience the game at a normal setting. You know what I mean? So they kind of are leaving money on the table with that. But if they want to stand by their artistic integrity, you go ahead and do that. Go ahead, Mooch. My bad, brother.
Yeah, go ahead, Mooch.
All right. So my thing is this, and Knox makes a good point, but Knox, here's the thing. There's a place that sells the most extreme hot wings around here, okay? Extreme. Like they're in fuego. They're so hot. That's all they sell. That's what they're known for. Do you know how many people that are like, I hate hot food? They can very easily do barbecue and get everybody. Guess what? That's not what they want to be known for. They want to be known for the hot wings. This game, if you make this game easy, guess what? Yeah, you're going to pick up some easy gamers. You know who you're going to lose? All the faithful.
Hardcore. Yeah.
All the hardcore. And this game is on the map. This is a niche title. Like, I don't think that the Dark Souls series, like, people that play Call of Duty, Dark Souls, they go, God bless you.
Look,
they have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Mooch.
They don't know what Niho is. They don't know what I love these games. You know why I love these games? I like to play it over and over and over again until I get perfected. Guess what else I do it with? Just so you guys can all see that I'm not just defending From Software. I play Trials Rising, right? Shout out to Van. Van's awesome. What was it, Mr.
I love Trials games, by the way. Love him.
Butcher Van. Butcher's great. He gifted me Trials Rising. I play Trials Rising over and over, and I try to beat every shadow.
And it's hard as
all
hell.
My friends, and I love it. And guess what? You have to know the map. You have to learn the course. And it's the same thing when it comes to Dark Souls. You need to learn how the enemy moves. You need to learn how the mechanics play. And it's an art. It's a craft. It's a gamer's game. It's a lot of fun. I'm not saying it's for all of you guys. It's not. Guess what's not for me? I don't like Minecraft. I didn't like Legos as a kid. There, I said it.
How dare you?
I said it. I'm proud. I didn't like Legos, and I don't like Minecraft. But guess what? There's still millions upon millions that love it. And that doesn't mean that they should make Minecraft. Give me a hard mode. No, I don't want a hard mode. I don't want Minecraft. If From Software games aren't for you, they're not for you. But go ahead. I want to hear what the rest of the panel has to say.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I bought Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Obviously, I did the unboxing. I was hoping that it played like Neo, because I'm terrible at the Souls games. Now, maybe it's because they're slow and there's no speed to them, and I get bored and I get just destroyed. I enjoyed Bloodborne, but again, it just something about the game. I bought all of them. I bought I bought Bloodborne, and I bought every Souls game. I gave it the old college effort. They just were not for me. I buy Neo, and I'm like, okay, this has an Onimusha vibe to it. It's one of my ancient Japanese.
Great game.
Is one of the things that clicks with me. Right. So I play Neo, and you know what? The first time around, I got waxed. So you know what? I said, I'm going to take this and I'm going to play this like an Onimusha game. And don't you know, I played 90 plus hours of that game. I got up to the last boss. I could not beat him. But there were some bosses, like the blob one on the dock, the one that was like a black blob. He killed me 100 times. And I didn't break my controller and then rage out through the TV. I just was like, my God, what the hell? And I finally beat him. And don't you know, I jumped up out of my couch. So I'm going to say this. If From Software came out tomorrow and said, because of people asking for it, we're going to add a normal mode. If they did, I would say fine. If they came out tomorrow and it was a different press release and says we are sticking to the game that we made, I would applaud them. Because there are some people I've seen, there's some tweets that I have seen that were like, shame on that developer for not caving in. No. You have to understand something. I would love a lesser, like for instance, Noof Nukem, who's a good friend of just about everybody on here, had a really good point on the other night. I think he was on the Saltiest podcast, where he said that he was wondering if they could introduce adaptive AI. Basically, what he was saying is that after the 10th time of dying, on that particular boss, the game would know that you're having difficulty, and instead of 8 hits to kill you, it would take 12. But that sounds like a great plan. I don't know if that would hurt the integrity of the game.
That's still
it would hurt the integrity of the game.
Okay.
If you're doing it,
well, I'll tell you something right now. I think that, and if someone's speaking, I apologize.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Whoever's speaking, please go ahead. I apologize.
No. Go ahead, Mooch.
He said, "Go ahead, Mooch."
Mooch.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I went right to the live show because I was listening to it. I think the fact that I think you both made a valid point there. I think Noof makes a valid point. I would tend, and I'm biased here, okay? I would tend to think that what Xbox said is right. And boom, you I think would also kind of, even though I like Noof's idea, I really do. I think it still impacts the game, the Mooch, developers.
Brother, let's be honest here. This is a whole entitlement thing. We never complained like back in the day growing up through NES, any of the tough games or anything like that. We buckled down. We were true gamers in the fact that we got better. All right? Ninja Gaiden. When Ninja Gaiden came out by Team Ninja, that game was hard as hell.
You talking about on the NES, right?
No. I'm talking when they did it again on Xbox and whatnot.
Okay, like Black.
All right, when you had to face a tank using your bow and arrow.
Yeah.
All right, stuff like that. Yo, I never heard any of my friends like, oh man, I wish there was an easy mode on this.
Shout out to Z Black Rider. He goes, Cuphead needs a slow-mo mode. I mean, well, he's kind of right. It needs like, do we ask that for all games? I mean, like,
dude, it's a generation of entitlement.
Yeah, guys, listen, if it's not your bag, that's why I say that. It's not your bag. It's okay. There should be nobody, like, Crap says to me all the time, how you liking Sekiro? I go, it's great. He goes, not my bag.
Are they going to make a Kratos can jump mode in God of War?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let me hear. I want to hear what Knox and Zucker got to say, too, because then we're going to wrap up the show. Knox, what do you got? And then I want to hear what Zucker say.
No, listen, like I said earlier, brother, if you're doing it for the integrity of the game, then by all means, stick to your guns. That's it. That's the way the game is meant to be played. If you want to play it, you play it like that. If you don't, like Mooch said, it's not your bag. That's those games are not my bag. I'm not into the platinum games and those Dark Soul games. It's not for me. My trial and error, the farthest I go with trial and error type games like that is Cuphead and shit like that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like I said, they are leaving money on the table, but like I said, if their intent is their integrity, then by all means, that's what you got to do.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna jump in now.
All right,
Zucker, go ahead.
I actually agree with Boom. I'm kind of like in the I don't really care department, and I don't like giving my feedback on this because I don't play these types of games. I don't play the From Software games. They're just not my bag. Okay, I don't enjoy them. I think they look cool. I think it's cool when you watch someone play it. I think that's okay. I think I enjoy that a little bit more than me actually playing it. So I don't really care if they bring an easy mode or a hard mode or whatever mode. I don't care if they do that. I do think that they have a standard that they've set with their fan base.
Yeah.
And for them to compromise that standard with their fan base is detriment to themselves.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I think that'll hurt them in the long run. To me, and I said this on RDX, what I think is genius is they should put an easy mode in, but make it harder just to troll people. Like it's actually harder than the normal mode, and just really and everybody's like playing it on easy and are like, why am I dying like 75,000 times? It's like, because we fucked with you. That's what I think it would be genius, and I think all the hardcore would even love them even more. They'd buy 2 copies at that point.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
That's a good idea. Yo. That's pretty slick.
So yeah, there you go.
All right, we're gonna wait for Mooch to catch up on that one.
No, that's fine.
You're gonna hear him laugh.
I did. No, I did. I heard that. Listen, I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thanks to the chat. I want to say thanks to this amazing panel. And I also want to say thanks to Mooch's patience. Wow, that was not easy. That was a tough one for Mooch. I'm not going to lie to you. I have to go back to hear this one. Boom. I think I hit a couple of those right on cue.
You did. You did really good, dude. I got to be honest with you.
Man, I couldn't hear half the panel, but I tried to put
applause.
the show together. That was interesting. But I'll tell you something. I enjoyed every minute of it. I got to be really honest with you guys. I had a blast tonight. I would have even more fun.
Kept you on your toes, brother.
It certainly did. It certainly did. And I'd like everybody to know that I worked like 65 hours this week, and I was disgruntled. No, nonetheless, let's get back to it. Guys, I want to say thank you so much. Great Crossfire. I'm going to go in reverse order here. Boom, I do need your ears again. I'm going to start with Zalker, and then I'm going to do Knox, and then I'll get into you two last because I can hear you. Zalker, let me say thank you. Zalker came from work to here to do the show. Your insight was very valuable, buddy. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Zalker on RDX podcast. Let people know where they can find you on Twitter, YouTube, and you're on Twitch, buddy, like I am. Promote the shit out of that, and let's hear about it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Mooch. Honestly, you're a good guy. Everybody on the panel, you guys are awesome. I love talking to you guys. Love talking game. Everybody in the chat, you guys make it so much better to be here and talk because you guys are so lively and passionate, just like we are. You guys can find me at Twitter at Zalker87, on YouTube Zalker87. I just put out a video talking about the Gears of War leak and the Clobriel thing. I hope you guys like that. And yeah, I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zalker87. I might be playing Borderlands tonight. So come check me out, and thank you again, Mooch. Honestly, I really appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, yeah, you can go, Mooch.
He's
said
good.
thank you.
All right, thank you. You know what? Honestly, do check out Zalker. We both, I'll tell you something, and I wish I could go back and forth with Zalker right now about it. Being on Twitch, it really is you talk about the community. I mean, we work so hard on the podcast to tweet each other out and show up in each other's chats and do this and that. And on Twitch, we need that even more. It's a more important thing to kind of relay the message out there that people are out there, because you know what? It is something special to be out there and streaming your gameplay.
Yeah, Twitch has no algorithm, man. So you definitely need
there's
people out there saying something. Yeah,
Xbot with the zing. Thanks, Xbot. Awesome. And then Noximus, Nox, awesome to have you here, man. Always good to have another Northeastern dude that just. And sometimes I say stuff, and I know that Boom and Nox and Xbot, these guys kind of get me a little bit more. You got to understand, it's a climate thing. It's an area thing. We shovel. You know what I mean? When you shovel, you know each other when you shovel. Okay, Nox, let people know where they can find you, brother. And thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yo, Mooch, bro, thank you for having me, brother. Love being on Crossfire, man, all the time. Panels no joke, chat is no joke, topics is on point. Yeah, man, you can find me on YouTube right here, Nox We Trust, on Twitter at DNox, on Saturdays on the next podcast. And yeah, man, thanks, brother.
All right, you good? You good, Mooch?
All right, thank you, Boom. I appreciate that. And then I've got Xbot 448, confused for 844, or Darth Vape once in a blue moon.
Actually, it's 44K now.
It is 4K. That's correct. Shout out to Yobi. Awesome stuff. Xbot, let people know where they can find you. I know you got a big show tomorrow, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah. And by the way, I just want to say I love being a beautiful co-host. Boom. I think we need an award tonight, too, man.
I think so.
I agree.
But yeah, great show tonight. Great panel. Probably one of the most difficult crossfires, but one of the most.
But it was done well. We handled it well. Yes,
Yes. I'm
And
very
huge-
proud of this panel.
Huge shout out to the chat as well. You guys are absolute fire. I love seeing when you guys are interacting with each other, sharing your opinions with us. Absolutely great. And I want to see all you guys tomorrow on my channel, 7 p.m. for the next podcast. You know, Knox is going to be there. I'm going to be there. K-Mega and Predator. And we're going to come with the gaming news live for you. So check it out tomorrow, guys.
I like how Xbox said use guys. I appreciate that. No,
Use guys over there.
use guys. You guys better be in the
over
chat, okay? And last but certainly not least, Senor Bombastic Boom, who's not only one of the great people out there in the community. He was my ears tonight along with Xbot. I appreciate both of you guys helping me out with that. YouTube did it to us again, but nonetheless, we persevered. Senor Bombastic, let people know where they can find you, and thank you for being here tonight, buddy. Outstanding channel you got going on. I always enjoy your content. A lot of people know how they can find you.
I appreciate it. Well, first of all, check your DM so you can fix this nonsense with
I will
with YouTube. Literally, it's 2 clicks. It is a simple. I mean, listen, I'm a boob and I figured it out. So you'll be able to take care of it. Because that beta that YouTube has is horrendous. I got news for you. It handicaps the content creator. But getting back to where you can find me, listen. I'm on Twitter. I think I've tweeted over thousands and thousands of tweets. I love talking with the community. The DM is open to everyone. Hit me up. Let's have a conversation. Hit me up on Xbox Live. Mr. Boomstick at Mr. Boomstick XL on PSN. If you go to my channel, you can find the my Nintendo code there. I friend everybody. And also, if you want lots of live content, I do 3 live shows a week: Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on my channel. Usually me and Salty have gaming news at noon. That one week it's on his channel, one week it's on my channel, and we always give the people the information on that. And I have 2 massive unboxings coming up in the form of the, of course, $300
Mortal Kombat
Collector's Edition, as well as, of course, Days Gone, which I'm really looking forward to. And I just did Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice, and that Collector's Edition is mint. Really,
awesome.
So well worth the $90.
Collection.
So find if you, like I said, if you're interested and you want live content, go to my channel. You will not be disappointed.
Awesome, Boom. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shout out to Jesse Darby. He says, damn, Mooch, I'd give you a super chat, but you didn't acknowledge my message. Jesse, let me tell you something. Mooch is exhausted. I was exhausted. I was trying to read the chat.
Jesse Darby's a good dude. He's
Jesse Darby's awesome, dude.
He's always in my chat.
He was one of the first Mooch Maniacs ever on the channel. So shout out to you, Jesse. I apologize if I didn't see them. I still want to give you credit where credit's due. And let me say this much, guys. I don't usually plug myself, but I do want to say this much. Working very hard and diligently with the Matrix Gamer, who's helped me so much on Twitch.tv, the Mooch78. Please do go check it out. It's in the panel description here, the description below. Check it out. Please follow, subscribe if you'd like to. I at least 3 days a week. I'm aiming for 4 days a week. I'll be on Saturday and Sunday doing Sekiro Saturday and Sekiro Sunday. Check it out. Check out Zulker and anybody that does do it. We got Xbot that does Mixer and YouTube. Check out the people that stream. It's a whole nother avenue. It's completely different than the podcastings. I talked through the whole thing.
Gang Beasts, man.
I might do Gang Beasts. I've been watching you, Mel. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious. Hilarious, man.
You know, so I want to say to everybody, please do check it out. We will be streaming all weekend long. Enjoy the night. Tweet it out. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get Mooch to 10,000 subs on YouTube. It's been since 2014. I've been very patient. Let's keep going, guys. Love all you guys out there, and we'll see you next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Good night.
Later, everybody.
Peace.